This episode is brought to you by Master the Wrap, a nationwide training program partnered with WrapStar Pro, R-Line Graphics, and sponsored by Roland. Whether you're a beginner or an installer looking to sharpen your skills, Master the Wrap offers hands-on 3-day courses covering everything from commercial van wraps to architectural installs like windows, walls, and floors. Master the Wrap also provides Spanish-speaking courses available in Miami, Florida. For more information and to find a class near you, visit masterthewrap.com. All right, let's go.
That's a lot of anxiety.
That's so funny working on like Ferraris and Lamborghinis and shit like that. Like how many times you hear, I can't believe they're covering up that red paint. Like
beautiful car. And he still has it on. It was funny. I ran into him last year. He's like, I still have that on my car. And I was like, damn, that's a long ass life. He must keep it in the garage.
100%.
Yeah, that was like back in 2017. But no, anyways, we got carried away.
So you're still, you still have your shop, right? Like you still have WrapStar Pros.
Yeah.
So at what point did it switch from race cars to
Okay, so
because it sounds like you were definitely into doing the racing stuff, and then now it sounds like we're doing fleet stuff.
Yeah, so I
and
launched,
no color change.
Yeah, I launched Racer Bling Graphics in 2013.
Okay.
And it was about a 3-year transition. I went through my divorce in 2015.
Okay.
So I have had my business since 2015, but he bought me out of my name.
Okay.
So then I rebranded and I went for like 6 months final by Kristin because I didn't know what the fuck to go with.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm going to choose something that's going to sell itself. I don't need to put that much marketing dollars in it. Because with Racer Bling, people were like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, yeah, it's stupid. But it's hard to even market it. It was just, it was dumb. And the term bling is just going to go away. And people are going to be like, what is that?
Yeah, it was like a trendy thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I said the same thing about Ratman Lambert. Here we are.
So crazy deal. I had a mascot that was on that logo. It was really cool. It was our dog. And he had a hat, flip-flop shorts, and a button-up shirt, like super chill. And in the divorce, he said, you can't use a dog and you can't use the word racer bling. I said, I don't want any racing in it. And fine, I'm going to use myself. So I was like,
okay. Odd thing. It's okay, got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, so then, okay, so I was like, all right, well, I had list of names. Like I even went to Bill McAnally, said, okay, choose which one's your favorite. Like to all of my high-end clients, like if this was me on your car, what name would be really cool? And then you guys are business owners, so what do you think would, be good? So I was looking at like Pinnacle Wraps. Like I was literally doing tons of stuff. So, and then I would have names. And then I would go to Google and say, is there any businesses with these names? Because I don't want to compete with sharing a name with somebody.
Yep.
So landed on WrapStar, and then I was like, well, I need to add Pro, so it gives me some validation. And then I was like, okay, well, what's my logo going to be? And I was just rightfully so, in the situation I was going through, I said, I'm going to do a girl. I want a female presence. It's a big this to the other.
Yep.
But it changed a lot for like the direction of selling the whole brand, meaning like I don't have to put marketing dollars to it. We do vehicle wraps. I'm a professional at it. Oh, and I'm a female-owned business.
Okay.
So in a very male-dominant industry. And then if you look at the logo, it's arched, and it's kind of like those stupid little fat kids with the big shoes sort of thing.
Josh, can you pull that up?
Working on it.
I don't know if you can Google stupid little fat kids with the shoes.
You're going to have to have a name with them.
I don't know. The big
just
shoes.
Her logo.
We know who did that? Ludacris did.
But it wasn't
that vibe.
It wasn't to be that. You're looking from the ground, looking up at her. So of course, in perspective, the shoes are supposed to be bigger.
Sure.
So the logo is like a pinnacle, and she's at the top, and then that's just how it is.
Got it.
So I was just like more of like I'm greater than my past and that whole sort of thing.
Got it. That's cool.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm no cartoon designer.
What is happening?
And I really don't want to spend time on it because I'll probably be very elementary on the whole cartoon
it's
creation.
kind of tough doing yourself too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, very hard. So I went to 99designs.com, paid $200 for her. If you Google,
is that the competition site?
Yeah,
I've done that too. I've used it too. It's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Like it's
so
pulling that.
Yeah, so she's kind of like, it's a pinnacle, but you're looking up at her and whatever. So
I like it.
so I went to 99designs.com. It's still there today. If you Google badass vinyl wrap mascot WrapStar Pro, you'll see the whole thing, and you'll see everything from the very beginning to the end.
I can't, a little slower. Badass.
Got that.
Vinyl wrap cartoon girl or WrapStar Pro.
Vinyl.
So the person that drew it was like into it. Like this problem.
That was just on 99designs.com.
Oh,
There's
okay.
100 different people that want to do it, right?
Sure.
So, and I had no knowledge of it. So I just said, without uploading a photo of myself, I said, this is what I want. She's got to have this hair color. She's got to have a squeegee, a heat gun, a blade, and like down to the studs in the earrings and the black nail polish. And this was my outfit. I would actually wear this every day. I had black bands. I had jeans that would get holes in them because I was just on the ground all the time for race cars, and a tank top because it's hot as fuck.
Right.
Did you have a strap for your heat gun? Like
No,
that?
so this is funny. I was like, I just need a heat gun, like holding it or something, and they came up with like the
strap
strap
idea?
them all. That's kind of very police-like. I'll take that. Like, I didn't care. I never did that
like
myself.
The cop thing. That's cool.
Yeah. So then through the 5-day process, when I finally landed on my top 3, this was crazy. The last day, 5 designs come in the morning of, and I'm like, fuck, these are so good. Like, I'd already had my ones that I wanted. Totally threw me off guard. But I didn't realize that these designers are watching since day one what you're interacting with them.
There's a lot of these.
Yeah. And so it was funny. They pulled up like they had a window squeegee.
Yeah, there is a lot of those.
They had a window squeegee, and I was like, nope. No, I uploaded a wrap squeegee and a blade and a heat gun, so they knew what it is, but I still never showed them my face. So it's
Ever?
funny.
Like never? Oh,
You'll
wow.
see all the stuff that if you were to like look through the whole thing, yeah, you'll see the squeegee and a blade and a heat
Maybe I'll
gun.
just go to the website.
So then I had these 2, and some of my clients were like, well, because I'm a very much like cop mind, like this, and they're like, that's
You
kind
don't
of
come off that way though.
Well, you put me in the moment, I do.
Sure.
And I do make people, like, I do intimidate people naturally.
Yeah.
So,
Like you don't seem aggressive, I guess is what I'm saying. Like there, you know how like, and I don't like
yeah,
to
like
generalize like.
How about that squeegee?
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, no, I got a new squeegee, but
Okay.
they saw what I was wanting and what I was commenting and stuff, and then then this one won. But then I was like, hey, my clients are saying that this means closed off, so put the arms on the hips. And I was like, you just want to see titties, stop it.
Oh, right. Yeah. Pervert.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cartoon.
yeah, and anyway, so that's how I got the girl. And then I had this guy that actually is also in motorsports. He's done some designs for me for some of my clients. And I was like, hey man, like I draw a blank when it comes to my stuff. Can I just pay you to do the WrapStar Pro part? And this is what I'm kind of looking for and whatever. So he came up with that. And I was like, sweet.
And it definitely has a motorsports vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like with the drop shadow and how it's kind of laid out. Yeah, like
in the gradients in it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then I just put the girl on top of it, and that's how it did. Now it's officially trademark. So I've been fighting that for like 4 years because of COVID. Because I knew there was, after I had started my business, a company had tried to send me a cease and desist for using WrapStar with the 5-star point, 5-point star. And I'm all, you don't see any stars in my logo. You got the wrong person. It was kind of one of those scary off tactics. Go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not responding to that.
I found something interesting here.
Yeah. So then I started the trademark process because no one else had it. And so then finally that came through last year.
I seen when you posted the documents
Yeah.
on it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. So now it's officially registered. But it was ironic. I was doing a PDAA training in Virginia and came across really great couple rap stars out of South Carolina.
Okay.
And I trained them, and it was kind of like when I saw the registration, I was like, man, this might be a little awkward. You know, like, hey, you have my business name sort of thing.
I thought I found some.
Yeah.
The Pro looked a lot like the Rolly Pro thing, but it's not. Okay. It's similar, but it's kind of. I thought that was kind of interesting, just because, like, I don't know.
Get it
Yeah.
together, Lambert.
Sorry.
So we had this conversation. I was like, hey man, I haven't, like, I'm not going to come after you guys for
Right.
it's just, I'm trademarked and I have that protected. There's something about that. They bought that company and kept that name or something, but
Sure, and they're in South Carolina, you're in California. It's not
Yeah.
like you're in direct competition. I
No.
mean, even if you're doing like large fleet projects, chances are you're building that off of a relationship, not off of a brand, right?
we will be a brand. I will be franchising WrapStar at some point. Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's why the whole trademark process needed to
Got it.
happen.
Oh, okay.
And why I thought so much on how it's going to sell itself. And it needed to have a catchy, know what it is type brand. The girl will probably end up moving out of it if it becomes a franchise.
Sure.
But that's like a future goal sort of thing.
I got you.
So I kind of like express those things. Like, I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to come after you guys. Like, not at all.
Sure.
But,
But at that point, then you can brand yourself separately, right? Like you can use like your designs and your logos, and you can make it clear that like, hey,
yeah.
this is one thing, this is another thing. And
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like when you think of like 360, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you know that's I'm not gonna say common, but like that could easily be another wrap shop, like 360
Totally.
wraps or 360 graphics. Like I'm
Totally.
sure there's more multiples, but when I say 360, you know who I'm talking about. You can see their logo, you can see their brand. So
Yeah.
same thing with like Fast Sign, Signorama, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
all
Like,
that.
Yeah. Like
So, I have a buddy in town. He's one of my competitors. Really cool dude. He's always on one of those, those groups on Facebook. So he's Pro Wraps.
okay.
And I mean, you got WrapStar Pro, you have Pro Wraps. If people are using Pro and Wraps in their like names, and then like one came up in Sacramento, like Wrap Pros or something, and you can't use that.
Right.
And there's times where I'll get stuff from Fellers that's not my order
Oh wow.
from
the
these other
names.
companies,
Yeah.
these small companies, and I'm just like, it's not mine. I got to give them back to Fellers or whatever. But
So when I got the opportunity to become a distributor, and I had to, everything was online.
Yeah.
And it was like I didn't really have. So whenever I filled out my initial, like when I was starting up and establishing, it was Pro Wrap Tools, right? And I knew at the time like it was just a generic space, like it was
Yeah.
like a fill in the blank thing. Like I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna promote it. I knew that like in my head it was like it's just so, and not thinking about anybody else in the world. It
Yeah.
was just like I'm an installer, I'm a professional, I'm
Yeah.
a wrap, these are wrap tools. So Pro Wrap Tools. That's just it's just too easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but anyway, that's just so I hear you. It's just it's common. At some point it's gonna happen that it's gonna it's gonna cross over. So
I mean, Star is a very popular name, so it's just that's why I was all about like the trademark part.
Sure.
I'm gonna officially own this, and like even when I was talking to that company, I was like, well, we looked at the establishments, and I was definitely established early, but it really does come down to who trademarks first,
right.
unfortunately.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anything else, right? And a lot of times too, like when we went through the patent, or as we were going through the patent process, we learned that like a patent's really a shield; it's not a sword, right? Like that's they always would use that. And same thing with trademarks. It's like it's not. I'm not trying to go after anybody. I just want to protect myself.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole
Pretty
thing.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if it needs to, like that's a whole different process, right? Like if I
Yeah.
got to go after you, that's a whole different deal.
Like
Yeah.
Jamie, a rap artist, and the whole Subway thing.
Yeah, like that was fun.
Subway.
Like it was like because
Yeah.
they used rap artists on it on their
Subway commercials as
Yeah.
like a
promoting the
Yeah,
raps. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like for
yeah.
the subs or whatever. And so like, yeah, he makes a joke about it all the time. He's like, do you go after Subway? Like really? Like, is that
Yeah.
what we do? Like no, it's just they're
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're having a hard enough time with Jared.
Yeah, yeah. Let alone the their branding and marketing. So
Yeah. But
so
that's
you
how
had so you transitioned. You went from WrapStar and that was all because of the divorce, right? Like
yes.
so it was like
and
a whole.
I was gonna change the name anyways. I wanted racing
okay.
out.
I got it.
And I was like, literally, okay, we can do Lanzarone wraps, but okay, first off, who can pronounce Lanzarone? Who's gonna remember how to spell it or
Bro,
any of
I
that? So I was
struggle.
like,
I struggle with it all the time. Like, and yeah, I'm not even gonna try to say it now, but it's just like I'm telling you, every time. So I've gotten to this place where and it's actually kind of good because I don't know where you're at on it, and you've kind of said it a few times about like a male-dominated industry, right? So when you say that, do you feel like that's a negative thing, a positive thing?
no,
It's just a thing.
It's a challenge.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
I'm very competitive.
Okay.
From all the sports I played, I'm like, give me a challenge so I can, grow myself, be better,
Sure.
or do something good.
Okay.
That's just me.
Okay.
And it is a male dominant industry, and so is motorsports. Everything that I've done, literally, except for the interior design, has been male dominant industry. Well, I guess architectural stuff is male, but it's just
we see a lot of dudes like so Thomasville is like the furniture capital of the world. Like so like all this high end furniture. There's a lot of guys that are in interior decorate. Like they go in like, you know, just definitely, you know, it takes a special kind of guy to be able to do that, right? Yep. You know, but there's a ton of dudes in that market too.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring that up is because it's kind of nice just to be able to say Kristin. You know, and that sounds bad just because I can't pronounce your last name. But when I say it, Kristin, 9 times out of 10 people know who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's
it's
cool.
like, yeah. So I did that's the reason I asked. Like, you could see it as a challenge or a negative thing if you wanted to, but on the flip side for your brand, it's fantastic because there's not a whole lot of other Kristins in the industry.
True.
You know what I mean?
Kind of not a popular name.
Exactly. Well, and so when I talk to people in the industry, right? So if I was to branding yourself, it can be challenging. So, you know, again, I come from the same hometown as Richard Petty, right? So Richard Petty's thing was always like, he has this like this saying where he'll say like, my cowboy hat is my business card.
That's his signature.
Yeah, his signature thing, you know? So if you shave my mustache, take off, you know, half of what I'm wearing, and you put me in a lineup with 6 dudes, you know what I mean? Like, how would you describe, he's just another skinny, white, male guy, you know what I mean? Like, you can't pin him out. But if somebody says, hey, you know, Kristin that raps, like, instantly, you know, that's Scott cool. The rapper, it's like, who the hell is that? Like, I don't know. I met a Scott one time. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like pinning him down. So it's kind of a strength too. Like it's a you know,
I've never really thought of it that way. I just have been working so hard to network and connect with the industry. I guess I've never really followed people on social media.
Gotcha.
I just knew that wasn't going to get me where I wanted to be. And so the route was to go to trade shows and network with the brands and network with the products. The equipment is going to get me somewhere.
Were you looking at that from the perspective of a shop owner?
Yes. And if especially, so in 2017 is when I told myself, in 5 years, I'm going to have a training facility and I'm going to be a trainer. And then on that 5-year mark, I opened WrapStar University.
Very cool.
So there's a magazine. I was in Speedway Illustrated that year. And it was funny. This guy flew from Indiana to come in and do this photo shoot and do this article about how to install race car wraps and cool. decals. And just because I was so back then it wasn't called influencers. We were just an icon of something. Somebody's just involved in the industry. And from my media marketing background and doing the wraps on the West Coast, I had a lot of followers and a lot of people that wanted my business. A lot of people, and I'm female too, so that's another thing.
Well, we talk about it a lot on here. It's to identify, and this is funny because of what we were just talking about, but like we'll say that guy, right? Like you're that guy that does this, or you're the guy that does that, or who is the person that does this? You know what I mean? So if you were the person that done that, and that's who they, you know, when it comes to race car wraps, Kristin, that's who I call. You know what I mean? So you filled that gap. Yeah. And evidently it was a big enough reach that this guy from Indiana was like, hey man, if I'm gonna write this article, this is my gal.
Yeah. And it's hilarious. It's on my Instagram. It's a 2-page spread magazine, and I don't know what his mindset was, but it's fucking hilarious. I'm in a cap and gown.
Oh, really?
And glasses.
Okay.
And a pointer stick.
Ooh.
So I had 2 modifieds.
Remember you on this?
You'll see us.
I'm on it.
Okay.
It's there, and you'll see like the 5-year later new rap school from Signs of the Times, I believe it was. But anyway, so it's funny. He's like, I need race car there. Use your installers. They're going to be the drivers. Okay. And you're going to be teaching them how to put it on.
Got it. Okay.
So then I had Avery and Fellers sponsor the wrap. So their logos are on it. And then this goes back down to branding and marketing and sponsors and taking care of them. So I had all that in there. And then literally it's me standing in a cap and gown with glasses and with a pointer stick to my installer who's installing a partial wrap on a modified.
Very cool.
And then it talks about how to install your numbers and your logos and stuff like that. So he had asked some things from me and took some pictures of like, well, what about glue remover? So you'll see like if you ever go back to that like magazine article, I'm holding like rapid remover.
Oh, okay.
And all these things, the plastic scrapers, everything.
How far is this down?
It should be in 2021.
So not too far down.
Yeah. You'll see a side by side. I'm in a red cap and gown, and it's like on top of something that says new school. It's probably on my website too, on like the blog side.
Watch your collar. I can hear it dragging.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So anyways, yeah, I just was like networking, but from the racing side of things, I dominated the circle track asphalt world. There was a guy, bless his heart, he was stacking vinyl, like Orcal 61.
Right,
So
right. Yeah.
stacking them, and I'm like, man, you're wasting so much
Layers
time.
on layers on layers. Yeah.
Labor, I mean, I just don't get it. And then you got to do a patch, like, come on, you know? And so I taught myself when I had the printer, okay, so there's no templates for race cars. There's no pro vehicle outlines.
Sure.
For race cars.
Right.
So you had to figure it out. And so I developed a measuring system that's like a 0 X and Y axis. So you have 1 0 point that you start from. So where is that vinyl going to end at the rear of the race car? And then what do I want to hit? So inside, outside wheel well to the door, to the side of the door. Oh, where the pillar is because it's all one side, right?
Sure.
And then to the front of the driver door, the A pillar, wheel well, all that, to the bumper, whatever. So those numbers were all marked. Then it had a 0 horizontal. So we started at the top, and then so the top of the pillar, the window, top of the wheel wells, bottom, right? And so that's how I measured to get all my logos printed in. All the numbers were printed in. All the contingency stickers were printed in.
Sure. Which is huge. A lot of people don't realize, like, if you've got to go in and do contingency stickers, like, that can kill. You could spend 2 hours wrapping a car, or 3 hours wrapping a car, and then go back and spend an hour just putting contingencies
And getting
on.
them straight.
Right.
And then, like, and I was so picky.
You
OCD
gotta be.
on this. Yeah.
You
like,
know what I mean?
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
Perfect spacing.
this is their life.
Yeah.
You know, when you roll a car off a trailer and you're there at the racetrack, like, it's one thing to run good, right?
Yeah.
But you want to look good while you're doing it.
Yep,
And especially
exactly.
if you got sponsors, like
Yeah.
like you said, you got to take care of your sponsors. You
Yep.
gotta you want to look the part. You want
Yep.
to be the real deal. So yeah, that stuff is critical. And somebody that knows it, I mean, you see those stacked things, and
Yep.
the spacing's off on one. It's not
it's
that
crooked.
or crooked, whatever. Like it's like
They ran out of spaces in the wheel well.
yeah. They'll chop it off, or they shove it back. You can tell, like, oh, they ran out of space and just had to cheat
Yeah.
one back or whatever. It just doesn't. It looks like an afterthought. you know?
Totally.
And these guys are pro. And again, they're pros, so
Yeah.
they're trying to live that pro life.
And then,
so-
like, if you didn't have a layout of where they went, like in the order, it was always about the Goodyear sticker and like the series sticker, and everything else didn't really matter. Maybe the Holly sticker and the MSD ones were special spots, but we would just tape them up individually and then find out where your spacing was,
Yeah.
and then start from bottom up.
Yeah.
So you can get your spacing, because if you don't run out of room, whereas you start top to bottom, you'll run out of room if you do.
fall off into the rocker. or
Yeah.
something,
And then like the Goodyear stickers would come straight. So we would have to slice each letter to get it to curve.
That's
So,
it.
yeah.
That's right.
That's
Well,
so
I'm
glad
trying
you
to find this. I don't see it.
Oh, okay. It's on my website too.
But I started to say this earlier. I'm glad you said that.
Do you know which post it would be under? Like, because you have them separated by different posts.
Oh, new rap school.
So what I started to say earlier when we were looking
There
at that
we
helmet,
go. See.
there was we're super fortunate because the people that are around here, they were the people that are producing the graphics, the stuff that we were just talking about now. So
Yeah.
I'll use Jim Gravelin from Red Eye Designs.
Okay.
Jim lives and breathes racing. He does all the graphics for Hendrick Motorsports. He's
Nice.
fantastic. As far as a setup guy, you could not ask for anybody better. I mean,
Wow.
he's just a machine. So, and he spares no expense. So, for example, like that Goodyear sticker, right? He'll print, laminate, cut, weed, pre-mask, put it back into his Zun flatbed. He's going to cut it to shape, and you know where the hard body lines are. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you were just there at Legacy, so that hard body line, like it's cut to fit. You know exactly. You put your pre-mask up against the body line, and it's exactly cut perfect to fit in that space.
Wow.
So for us as installers, I mean, it's like the holy grail of like, you know what I mean? Like it's so perfect. Or like contingencies. He'll give us a sheet of contingencies, and they'll have, so again, print, laminate, cut, pre-mask, put it back in the machine, and then he'll give you a registration mark where the bottom of the rocker is and where the fender well is, and it's just hit, done. And
that's cool.
You know what I mean? And so we were really fortunate. So when when people would see our work, they're like, dude, this is unbelievable. This looks like paint. This is perfect. Like how the hell do you do, like, the time that you must spend doing what you were just saying, like cut, and it's like, nah, we're kind of spoiled now. Where if we want something, we just we would just call them and say, hey, look, we built this template. Go ahead and put this in the machine and do this moving forward. Even on this car, it's hard to see, but where the
August 9th, 22nd, 22. No, on the Instagram. I don't know if that other one's in there.
On these cars, on the front bumpers, where the front contingencies would fall in, there was this little teardrop shape on the front bumper, and
you said 2022.
Yes,
and we gave him that shape, and so when we would get a kit, it would have that shape, already pre-cut. So when we would cut on that ledge, and it would fall in, and then we would just put that piece right on the top cap, and it was perfect fit.
That's cool. That's a lot of work. That reminds me of Molly Shop and. Wrap artists when they have like the different
the vents. Oh my god!
I was like, dude, do you know how it's like making confetti?
Oh yeah.
Like when you wrap over, you got to trim everything. I was so livid one day because I had just saw his shop and I was like, man, I need his template for that. And I sent him a picture. I'm making confetti over here, just letting you know. Yeah, there it is. So that was one of my installers at the time, and that's my second shop. But yeah, it's embarrassing. They put me in like a cap and gown.
This is cool.
I know, but it's just kind of like, what is this? How does that supposed to be an instructor? It's like a professor.
You're the
professor.
Yeah. Not the student.
In a cap and gown.
Yeah. Well, but if you go to like when they do like graduation ceremonies or whatever, like your professors or whatever.
I'm like, give me the stash. That's the one. Tell me I'm a professor.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, so
cool.
It talks about like the very first few photos. They're Speedway Illustrated, and then this is the one on the magazine article that came out about the new WrapStar board.
So what
that's funny.
What brought on the training, right? So you had mentioned that your brother's a teacher, right? And and you bring up this guy where sounds like he's working way harder than he needs to, right? Mm-hmm. So you're doing race cars. You're looking at switching your business over just to fleet, and then somewhere in there it's like for some reason you want to take on some more work. And
yes, so I'm also a very big giver. Okay. So we talked about I'm a empathetic soul.
Yep.
And I'm also a giver.
Okay.
And I always want to help better people.
Sure.
So what can I do to help you speed up your installation? What is it that is a struggle area that I can assist you with and help make you a better person, installer, whatever it is?
Were you networking with your local wrap shops like that?
Not really, actually.
Okay.
They were like, "Why are you talking to me? This is
yeah, we don't work
talk."
that way.
I'm like, it doesn't have to be that way,
Gotcha.
And I became friends with all my competitors. And I'm like, we can help each other.
Yeah.
Literally, I had one competitor, a key to my shop, so he can come in at night and use my printer because his printer was down.
That's badass.
That's who I am.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm like, I don't care. Whatever you need to do to stay in business until that's fixed, here. Yeah. Like, I don't care. I got nothing there that you can steal or whatever.
It can't be replaced, right? Like, take it.
So I was in a trip. This is 2017 in November for Thanksgiving. I went to Cabo.
Okay.
And so I usually go fishing. So I go ocean fishing on my trips. So I was down there. I was at a resort, and this gentleman was super cool. Just a couple at the pool. And they're like, "Wait, what do you do?" And we start bantering. He's like, "I used to work for 3M." And I was like, "Oh, sweet. That's fine. That's awesome." Like, and he's all, "Are you certified?" I'm all, "No." I'm all self-taught. And I don't think I'm good enough to go to training yet. That was just my mindset. I will dumb myself down in it's not that I don't have a lack of confidence. I have confidence. I'm just like, I don't know how I would do.
Well, we talked about this earlier, right? Like, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're in that position and you start looking at these guys, and it's funny because like Jamie, like he talks about it all the time about bringing people in to help. Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, everybody says they want to come help. And then I say, come help. And then they don't want to come. And I'm like, dude, you're kind of intimidating.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and once you get to know him, he's laid back and easy. I mean, he can be critical too, right? When it comes to buses, he don't fuck around. But at the same time, like if you're working, you're a hard worker and you put your head down, do the shit. Like he's easy to get along with. He's not, but it's like in the moment, it's hard to like imagine somebody saying that, you know, he's intimidating, or even the shop. Like when you see a shop online, like that presence is just
amazing.
like, yeah, it's like, no, I'm not good enough to go there. I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know where you're coming from when you say that. Yeah.
So he was like, trainings, it's critical. You need to get certified. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I asked these questions like, well, what is the certification to do? Well, it's going to get you jobs. And I'm like, well, how so? You'll be on a database. Oh, okay.
So he
good.
worked for 3M?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah. And so
what are the chances that you'd be in Cabo and run into a
crazy
3M graphics person? And
and he was super cool. Anyways,
that's
and
awesome.
we're still friends on Facebook. And one of my, I think when I in a post about when I launched my training program, I actually quoted him in there. I was like, this guy here is one of the reasons I got training.
That's badass.
So anyways, I came home and I was like, all right, let's find a training program. And so the first thing that came up was PDAA at Image One Impact down in SoCal.
Yep.
I'm all, book it, going. So Ray reached out. He's like, I see you signed up. You need to do the online portion, whatever. I go down there. Rob Ivers, the trainer.
Yeah.
He is the one that sparked it for me. This training, Arlon was there at the time because they had just launched SLX Cast Wrap.
Okay.
And so all of the Arlon team was there. Richie was there. So I was like, oh, dude, you're that guy. You're the Wrap Jesus. I get to meet you in person, you know? So it's like, anyway, so I'm there.
And even him, like Richie's funny because I don't think he knows. You know, he doesn't know the impact that he's kind of had. Like,
he does.
Like
well, I mean, he seems he's very humble too. He's very humble.
Yeah.
Great guy.
And when I'm talking to him, he's like, what are you talking? No, people don't know who I am. They know Arlon. They may associate me with them. I'm like, nah, dude.
Yeah, no, dude, totally.
No. Yeah.
Because I used to watch his videos.
Right.
And this was before the Wrap Institute really didn't have a platform. Yeah, I think it may have. I mean, when did Justin start?
I think it was 2014 was, I think, when he launched his maybe his first DVDs. I had to look back.
But there wasn't a whole lot. Like,
sure.
But I was in the motorsports industry, so it was different anyways.
Well, and he was growing.
Yeah.
Right? You 100%. Know what I mean? I mean, he's done an amazing job.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Phenomenal.
Like, like he's a killer.
He's an icon. He's a legend for sure.
Well, this is kind of how I've started describing it this way. If somebody was going to go represent the rap industry, like if Joe Rogan was to reach out and say, okay, guys, who's representing you guys?
Justin.
It's probably going to be Justin.
It's totally Justin.
Yeah. Like who else could fill that?
He's the rap legend of the world.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But before him, Rob Ivers was probably the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like earlier you said,
that's what I've heard.
Yeah, really. Yeah. He was like, he was ahead of his time. He was way ahead of his time. Like he was making rap VHSs.
That's cool.
He also wrote a book. A lot of people don't know that. Like if somebody ever asked me like if I have like any industry specific book references, I always reference
cool.
Rob's book. Yeah, it's available on Amazon. You ought to check it out.
I'll have to look that up. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He probably may have said something then back. Yeah.
Well, that's like Rob did it, and I'm sure that you'll attest to this because you went and he was part of that program, and he wasn't he's not a pushy salesman. He's not trying to convince any. Like Rob genuinely wanted to help and make the industry grow and make it better.
Yes, 100%, and that I believe 100%.
Yep.
So you had an option. You had like a 5-day or a 3-day, right, with testing. And so I was like, I'm gonna do 5-day because 1, I've never done any training. 2, I'm self-taught. I only know what I played with and what I can see and study on vinyl. There's plenty of things I'm sure could help me with speed, quality, or something else that maybe I can do this better.
It's the way to do it, 100%. Even if you're just going to get acclimated to the school, I think it's like the hack, right? Like we had a girl that came. She went and took another class. I wish I could remember her name. She did a really good job, but she just came in a day early. Mm-hmm. She's from Chicago. I'll think of it here in a second. But she just came in one day, like at least one extra day. Mm-hmm. But it was just to come in and meet me and Molly and get used to the thing. Okay, this station, this is what you guys are looking for, and like, and she was fully prepared. Mm-hmm. Like she didn't need to do that.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like she was fully. able and like, you know, so it, like, I think the 5-day move is the move.
Yeah, I was just like, there's plenty of things I can learn.
Yep.
So anyways, day one.
And the gold nuggets, right? Like, so like working with, well, I told you, I'm going to come take a class from you before too long, right? Because there's something, you're going to word something. And especially now, after hearing some of this backstory, it's like this, I'm 100%, I was 100% for it. It's going to happen, right? Like, because you're going to word something in a certain way. And chances are a lot of the stuff, like, the way you explain stuff is probably going to resonate with me really well just because of the racing stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's
our language.
Exactly. And I feel like it now because working like for whatever reason, like drummers for me have had like, there's been like drummers that have been like part of me. And like, I've had to force myself to like try to think the way that they think and try to help them. I don't know, like if Josh is a drummer and like, and just doing the training thing, I run into a lot of drummers and they have they're just a special group of people. And if you speak their language just a little bit, man, shit clicks for them so fast.
Totally.
Like, like they're a whole nother level.
Interesting. My designer, he does drums too. I'll have to ask him if there's anything about that. But
it's like a discipline. Like they're fucking crazy. They really are. Like to what it takes to like operate at their level. I mean, you think about like using both your hands and both hands doing something. And your feet.
Like
that's a whole nother level. Exactly. Yeah. So they're like for them to do what they do is, and then when they get off like on the technical side of it, like that's a whole nother thing. So like their brain and physical and like it really is impressive. Like I like music, but what they do is it's more than music. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like it's not just as simple as like, you know, pick up a guitar and strum a few chords. It's like it's deeper. And so anyway, so like I 100% will, but I'm saying that because there's going to be something that you say or something that you do that moving forward, I'll use forever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Totally. Because, as soon as I got authorized, I went down to class with Justin. I'd already taken Justin's class, but whatever the new stuff was, whatever his style, because he's always working on his stuff. Yeah. You know? And so even some of the other trainers are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That don't look good. I'm like, I don't care. He's the best right now. Whatever he's working on, that's what's going to be top of the mind. And I want to see his cadence. I want to see where he's at, how he's holding, you know, I want to, all that stuff. I want to know it all. And when I left, there were gold nuggets that, you know, it was just when he started working on the zero stretch stuff. Yeah. And like, I felt like I was there and present and it was just like, oh shit, this is serious. We really need to pay attention to this. So, sorry.
No, it's okay. Anyway, so like after the first day, Rob, like the next morning, he kind of pulled me aside. He was like, hey, can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And, you know, I'm like, what's going on? You know, why are you here? And I'm all, what do you mean, why am I here? I'm here to learn. He's like, you're way advanced. You did not need to take these extra days. I said, okay, let me tell you a backstory. So I told him I had no training. I'm self-taught, all this kind of stuff. He's like, okay, that's great. Like, I mean, but you're really good. And I said, okay, no, you don't need to really like stroke my ego. I'm here to literally just learn. Yep. Anyway, so then that hit me and I was like, geez, okay, well, maybe he is right. You got the dynamic of a male and a female. And I'm not saying that anyway that he was flirting with me. That's not at all when I took that. Right. It's just you get those scenarios.
Ooh, guys so are like you worry about that? Like that?
Oh, it happens. It happens in the motorsports industry all the time. Sure. I'm just saying like it's just like
maybe not. So you're aware of it, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Like so I just take things like those type of compliments. I don't take them seriously. I don't know how to take them because
that kind of probably limits you a little bit. Like you need to be aware.
Yes, but like from motorsports industry, like literally I had to go to all of the girls, the wives, the girlfriends, the fiancés, and have a conversation with them first before I actually do my fucking job. So like make sure they were not intimidated or insecure or stupid stuff.
Sure, I'm not trying to sleep with your husband. I got a job to do. I just
have to get my work done and get the fuck out. Like that, it goes to the next one. Yeah. And you had to bend over backwards and accommodate these ladies. Right. So it's that. And then you have the guys that are typical. I mean, it happened this week in the race shops. Like, oh, who's this girl? They get excited and then they flirt and they want to say all these like compliments. And so I just brush them off. So for me, I was like, well, maybe he is right. Maybe he does mean that. And not that I was questioning of like any of that type of stuff. It was just more of like, okay, well, maybe he is right. All right. Well, all right. So I started thinking, right. The next day, it was crazy. He would show something and I would do it and I'd master it. And then these students, because there was probably 10 or 12, there was a lot of us. And we had 2 cars. We had a van and a car. And they were like dude, you did that. That's really good. How, like, I'm struggling on this. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do because I'm not overstepping his toes. I'm no trainer.
It's the worst in a training class when you get students that are like, oh, here, let me show you how to do this. And it's like, hang on, bro. You just learned it 4.5 minutes ago. Like, just pump your brakes.
So what I did was he would show something and then I would do the same he did. If somebody asked me, well, this is what he just showed.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I almost became an assistant to him.
Ooh.
Anyway, so then he was like, okay, enough of this. We're going to throw you a challenge. I was like, yeah, throw it. Please give me a challenge. Give me something to do. Yeah. And he goes, okay, so there's a method that you can do the deep channels. It's inside out method. And I was like, okay, throw it. Tell me what it is. He goes, oh, okay, well, you got to go in and then whatever. The squares are all going to be distorted in the upper corner. But if you can do this, and if you do this on the test, you'll be the first female and the third person to ever successfully do this in all of my trainings tested for this station. And I was all, challenge accepted.
Yeah, that's cool.
So then I go and practice, and like 10 minutes later, he walks around, he goes, okay, show off. And I'm like, what? I'm just literally doing what you told me to do. Right. Yeah. And so I've never done the inside first method before. And so...
Were you like a heat and press, cut and drop? What do you...
It was
on the channel, on the recess that we're talking about.
Yeah, so you do wrap in and out, no heat.
Yeah, but before the way.
We were just deep breeze, just controlled stretch in the channels. Yeah, cut drop wasn't even really a thing then. Okay. So anyways, so I did that, and he goes, okay, well, if you do this tomorrow in your testing, you know what I just said. I'm all, yeah, challenge accepted, I'll do it. And so then during this time, I'm networking with the Arlon group. And talking to Richie, and I was like, hey man, like I want to get involved in the industry. I want to get to know people in the industry. I have a future, and my future is I want to have a training facility. I want to be a trainer at some point, but you can't get in as a nobody.
Right. Yeah.
So you need to do the work, and I need to get in. So what are some ideas where I can go? And he goes, join PDA. And I was like, well, fair enough. We're at a PDA event. Sure.
Yeah, easy enough.
Yeah. So, that year I missed the sign up for that.
Okay.
Rob Ivers just got pushed out that year. Like it was a whole drama deal.
Yep.
So
before we move on from Rob, I want to throw this in there. In his book, we were talking about gold nuggets earlier. He's got this saying where he says, we joked about it earlier a little bit about the solvents or whatever.
Yeah.
That and it always stuck with me. And it was like one of the best parts of that book, that anytime that you went print straight to laminate without letting it off cast, it was like playing Russian roulette. It always stuck with me. And I still use it to this day. Like whenever I'm talking to people and I'm saying, yeah, you can do it. But you're taking a chance. You never know what's going to happen with your outgassing process. Like 100%. It could bubble up. The edge curl is going to happen. It's going to be gummy. So that was always like a big takeaway from Rob, specifically from the book. Like I said, I use that today. And then the other thing, it's really funny because a very similar thing happened with me. And when I went down to do Justin's, like when I walked in, he was like, "Oh, dude, great seeing you, man. How's everything going?" Blah blah blah. And then, what the fuck are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, I'm here for the class. He was like, shut up, you're not here. I'm dead serious.
No, totally.
He was like, come on. And I was like, yeah. And then so like after the first day or something, it turned into this like, you know, because I'm interested now in the zero stretch thing. Like I'm really trying to get my head wrapped around it. So like, you know, I'm looking at the rest of the class and they're just kind of standing back because they're new. They really don't have a clue what's going on. But I'm like all in. I'm like, I got to figure this out. So I'm like holding the bumper for them. You know what I mean? I'm working with him. And I'll tell you a quick story. I'll try to make it as fast as I can. But so at the end of the first day, he was like, man, I wish you would have told me that you were coming. Like, like I feel like we should do dinner or something. And I'm like, don't feel no pressure, but like if you want to, I'm 100% down. Like totally. Just whatever. Like I'm here, so whatever, you know. And so, you know, it was at Miller's place, so I just hung out. And Starla was working on a project. Jim wasn't there, so I'm wrapping a car that night. And the next day, come in, everything, you know, it was cool. We're hanging out, and so he's like, "Hey man, it cleared up some time on the schedule. Let's go have dinner." And like, perfect. So went and had dinner, had a long talk, and we got on the subject of guns. And, you know, I'm from the Bible Belt. Like, guns are a part of my life. They're not everything, right? But it's, you know, it's like if everybody else is going to have guns, I'm going to have guns, right? So, and it's not like it's not political for me at all, right? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a gun thing. Like, guns are legal, so I'm going to have them, and it is what it is. But we got talking back and forth, and, like, he took a hard stance on guns because he's from, you know, he lives in the Netherlands now. So, like, and not that he went political either. It was just, like, you know, it was a hard stance. Like, you know, guns are bad. And so It's like, well, yeah, two completely different perspectives, right? Like, you're living in the Netherlands. They don't have guns. I live in the United States. They do have guns. I'm going to have them. You're not. And that's just two views, right? So the next day we come in and it's test day. And when I walk in, I'm like, hey man, good morning. How was your night? Walked right past me. Didn't say a word. So I'm thinking I pissed him off, right? Like, I'm like, gee, here we go. I just offended Justin Pate. That's great. But and I'm not even like a crazy gun guy like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's guys out there that would have, like, they'll fight over it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I offended him. And like, so like, I'm kind of freaking out. I don't even want to test. I'm like, fuck this, dude. I'm going to.
You might fail you.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to test. Like, I just didn't feel like I'm feeling like an idiot now. Like, damn, here you are putting your foot in your mouth again. Like, you know what I mean? Because I talk a lot. So it's like, it's not uncommon for me to say something stupid, So, but I take the test and I'm sweating it the whole time. And he gives me one of the tests was a fender piece. And like, I'm like, hey, Justin, before I start this, just so you know, it's coming up short. So do you want me to get another piece? And he was like, you're a professional. Figure it out.
Oh.
And I'm like, whoa.
Ice cold.
Yeah, like, damn. Like, fuck. So I do it the best that I can do it, do a nice clean seam at the bottom, like use knifeless, like, and I'm on my fucking P's and Q's. Like, I'm not going out like this. This is not going down. So get done, do my cut test. He pulls it apart. And he's yanking on it. He's just lean. I mean, white knuckling, the look on his face. And I'm like, this is raw. This is brutal. Gets it out wide and he looks up at me and he balls it up and he smiles. He gives me a hug and he said, congratulations.
Oh, shit.
Thank you.
You're like sweating the whole time.
He said, thank you so much for not botching this up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, I've got a rule. I don't go out to dinner with students. He was like, and I just wasn't thinking about it. We went out to dinner. We're having a good time. And I'm like, dude, I thought I pissed you off. And he was like, no, you didn't piss me off. What are you talking about? I was like, I don't know. We were talking about guns and I thought I said the wrong thing or something. He was like, shut up. No, you're good. Like,
he was in that trainer mode of the professional boundary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so like that for me, like when I left from there, I'm like, oh shit, I got to think about this. I got to think, like, when I go and a student comes in, it doesn't matter how friendly we are. Like, there's a line somewhere and you got to respect that line.
Yeah.
And
so when you brought up Kyle Cameron, okay, so we did a training in PDAA in Fairfax. And Matt Braswell, he's like, we're going to go to dinner. Because I was like, cool, whatever. He's like, we're going to invite Kyle. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm good with that.
Right.
Because you don't want that. We still have to certify this kid.
Sure.
And I don't want people saying like, oh, they went out to dinner last night. Right. They give them this. And I don't want that.
Right.
And I'll 100% afterwards. Like, totally fine. But I am not going to have that. Somebody give me that type of
stereotype or whatever, like that, like, label you with that person. And that's, the same thing he was saying. He was like, man, could you imagine like somebody thinking that like I just passed you or something, like I just like threw you a bone because we're friends or something. And I'm like, dude, fuck no, you were grilling me on everything. Like there was no, and he was like, yeah, it has to be that way. Like there's a standard and it's like, you don't get a break. And Kyle, I mean, good on you. Like, that's the way it should be. Like, it's,
I was probably a little standoffish at dinner. Like, I was just there and, like, I didn't really engage much. And I'm also very mindful of what I do. So, like, at trade shows, you'll see me, I'm in working, right?
For sure.
You'll never see me party. I never want something to be held against me.
I've never seen you out. Like,
I'll make a presence. I'll show up.
Sure.
Depending on it. And then it's funny. I do the Irish goodbyes for a reason.
Yep.
Because everybody's like, no, one more drink, this, that. You gotta like hug goodbye. No, I just leave. Like there's times like Kevin Kemp would be like, he'll text me like, where are you at in my bed? And he's like, fuck girl. And I'm like, I told you I do. I pre-warned you that I do Irish goodbyes. Sure. If I'm gone, it's okay to text me, but don't be so concerned. I'm super independent. I can get my way back. I'm not worried about that. Like, if something's wrong, you'll hear from me, but don't like take it like, oh my God, is she okay? Sort of thing. But yeah, like I am very much like, I don't want to go out and party. I don't want somebody to say, oh dude, she got fucking hammered or she said this. Like I'm very mindful about what I say to anybody in the industry. Like I get nervous. Like, so I don't want to get to a point where I'm out of control and I can't control what I'm talking about.
Sure.
That somebody else is going to hold against me or not like me for because of that.
Right.
So I'm very like super cautious on that.
Do you feel like people are more critical of you?
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so.
I think there's some things there that, I mean, I wasn't big on pushing I'm not very ego-minded. So pushing my product and what I've done my first couple of years was not that. Like I didn't.
What do you mean as far as like the?
I did this or I've done that or like these things. So people didn't know anything about me until I got into training.
Okay.
So that's where like people were like, oh well.
You mean people in the industry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
got it. It sounds like in the racing industry. I mean, you made it.
That's different. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the industry of like let's just say some people that are other trainers or other wrap shops that are like were installers, I guess.
Yeah.
They didn't know me.
Right.
And so so they see me back in 2021 forward. So they go, well, she's doing all this or whatever, and like how, and she hasn't done anything, but you don't know that I started way back in 2013. I did all those things. I've done all this stuff.
Right.
I just never posted about it.
Right.
I didn't gloat about it. So anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of that. Like I don't want to have something, I don't want to sabotage myself on something stupid.
Right.
You know?
Well, so then how did that happen? You say you were doing the PDAA thing, so you joined. You had to wait a year, I guess. And so
but so Pretty United put me, so they had just merged over from SGIA. They put me in the Women in Print Alliance. That was the first year. So I went to the Congress and committees for that. And then they brought me downstairs to meet with the PDAA group.
How's that been? Like, is that a pretty cool program?
It is. Yeah. I mean, it's finally launching, like kicking off part. Like we had just a whole bunch of group of women. Now we have a director that's spearheading everything. Like now it goes through Congress and like the Capitol. Like there's a lot of really cool things. So anyway, so one of the founder groups, Women in Print Alliance. And then the following year I was in PDAA. So I was on both. And then when I got in,
what do you mean you were
both groups would what?
So you're saying like you joined PDAA or
I was on the committee for PDAA the PDAA the following year.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit bigger than just being a member, right? Like a member like
yeah, no, I was on the alliance board for Women in Print.
Got it.
And until recently, I'm not on there, but now I'm back, so I don't really know how that works. It's just political stuff there.
Yeah, for sure.
So then they allowed me to be on 2 committees.
Okay.
So I got in with PDAA.
So were you on the committee before you were a member?
No, you have to be a member regardless.
Okay.
But to be in a committee, you have to be a member. You have to be kind of vouched in sort of thing. So you have to prove that you can do the work. So you literally have a list of things that you have to make sure that you do every year.
Got it.
That you contribute. So
is the do you know? I guess you know who the rest of the people are on the board for PDAA.
It's gone through an interesting shift lately.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but then there was a lot of people. There was no board as a committee, and then it's run by one Pretty United individual and an assistant.
Okay. And Ray falls in there somewhere.
That's him. Yeah.
Okay. He's the guy. Yeah. And I just met Ray in the last couple of years. Great guy.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. We're actually going to have him on the podcast. We had him scheduled.
Perfect.
And so Ray, the day of, he calls me. He says, "Hey man, everything good?" I'm like, "Yep." When you pull around back, kind of gave him the same spiel I did. You know, pull around back, park in the back, come on in. And he said, "Scott, I'm in for Virginia. I didn't realize I would need to be there in person."
Oh shit!
I missed the mark here, buddy. And I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. We'll schedule it sometime.
Yeah.
We'll get you down. So
probably a time when they were doing like a PDAA training at Troy's shop or something.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That's where we met.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. You were there for it was General Formulations.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. And actually, I might have actually met him before that because I don't remember which one happened first. But we launched the Knife Tucker at ISA.
Was it the Flexi Shield training?
He wasn't there.
He came to one of the.
Did he?
Yeah. The second one.
So maybe I met him.
The second one.
Yeah, maybe I've seen him. But either way, we sometime in the last year and a half, something like that. Yeah, I met him. But he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a good fit for that position. I think you know what I mean. I think he's doing a good job.
Yep.
He cares, and that means a lot.
Yep, so, absolutely. You need to have somebody that cares about
that. Yeah, you got to have heart. You know, and you got to have a little soul. You know?
So with PDAA, help them. Well, at that point, we were restructuring, got rid of the whole master certified deal because we were like, you're master certified on what?
Right.
You know, and you're like part of a band, you have an acrylic panel and what else? The
acrylic panel was pretty tough.
It was. Like, that's all gone now.
Yeah,
that was all Rob Iver's curriculum. So they wanted to have their own. So in the process of creating the whole new program, we were doing trainings with brands that were willing to double cert. Like we would adopt their program and then it would be PDAA certified and then the brand certification.
And I think I was talking to Troy not long ago and he made a good point that It was more like continue education. That was like a big thing that he was like leaning into. That like for PDAA, it was kind of their stance on it. It seemed like long term that if you could go back and so say if you had a cert for Arlon or for Oracle or for whoever 3M,
Okay.
and there may be an opportunity there for you to go and take one of their classes and pick up on new techniques and not have to go back to a formal 3M class or Arlon class.
Interesting.
Or whatever.
Yeah, because it was like literally not. It's one day of training, but it's showing you all the stations and then you test.
Oh, okay.
So there's no real training that goes on.
Got it.
You have an online curriculum to follow and test off of.
And I want to say something about that too, and then get your. How do you like that?
I love the online curriculum.
Me too. It's the shit. Like,
Are you kidding me? How many people sit there and try to fall asleep in the first
I know
day?
it's the worst.
They just want to get in and get their hands on vitals. So every training program that I help out with is everything's online.
Yep.
And then we come in and it's all straight hands on.
So
I love it.
I really do. Jamie like I said, he's an out of the pocket kind of guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like he works off the cuff, but when it comes to school, he really does his best to like stay on point with curriculum, and he tries to respect the 3M way, the 100%. Absolute best way he can.
I will have a printout just to make sure I stay in order.
Right. But you're that way. Like, you know what I mean? In my opinion. No?
I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I don't know what you guys all do, but like, I want to make sure that I hit the curriculum respectfully.
Well, yeah, but you seem like that type of person.
Okay.
Jamie, you know what I mean? Like he'll smash a Red Bull, choke down a stove, and like, you know what I mean? He's cool. You know what I mean? He's got his chucks on, his hat's on backwards. Like he don't play by the rules.
Yeah.
But when it comes to that, he does. He really does. He does, and I really do want to give him his kudos on that, because for him to do that, like I know that it irks him to have to say this is the 3M way. You know what I mean? I'll say that. And then at the same time, so what we do is they want us to train like an hour a day at the beginning of each class.
Okay.
So his spin on that is, hey, how about we just cram through these 3 hours in the first 3 days, and then we don't have to do it. Yeah.
I agree with that.
But like you said, the challenge with that is it's like, you know, you got to keep them awake. So it's like, hey, come on, you know, where you at? Yeah. Like
exactly. I don't know. I just go by the list, and I just don't want to, because I respect the curriculum and how it was built and the whole point of it. So for me, if there's something, let's just say like my shop doesn't do on that curriculum. And so sometimes I'll say like, hey, so we flush cut. So, we do talk about flush cut, but if you're going to go get certified in this program, you have to do it the way that we train you. But every shop has their own MO. Sure. And it's all down to set level of customer expectations. Yep. Right. So for me, I tell my customers everything. They know what we do.
Yeah, there's nothing after the fact where they're like, why did you do that?
Why do you see why? Yeah.
We've already covered that.
So I explain all of that. So I say, my shop, we do this. But in this training program, we do this. And if you're going to go get certified, you have to do it this way. Yeah. But let me tell you why this is a good way. And then they go, okay, I get it.
So the first few I did with Jamie, he was like, man, you're doing great. You really are. And anytime somebody starts that, you know where this is, it's like, okay, but what? He's like, man, doing great. Doing a good job, man. Really doing a good job. He said, but almost sounds like you're reading the book. I was like, we kind of got to. And he's like, you got to go by the book, but you got to Scottify it. You got to have your soul into it. You can't,
your own personal
thing. He's like, so get comfortable. He's like, dude, you got stories about, racing stuff. If you keep reading the book, they're going to fall asleep. You're going to look over and they're going to be drooling out the side of their mouth. So he's like, you got to liven it up. Be yourself. Be comfortable. Keep it on pace. But
he comes up with jokes. I'm not that person.
He's good. Yeah. He is good. He's got his own way of like putting his little flair on it.
Trademark Scottify.
Yeah.
By the way, just did it.
Yeah.
But so anyway, but yeah, you gotta. It comes with its own set of challenges. You gotta, But the PDAA thing, I love that. I think that's the way it should be done.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, because then you're getting all that stuff out of the way. Even like the little questionnaire, like how, like you watch your. And another shout out I want to give is Chris Omber. I think
I love Chris.
Yeah, like Chris is good at that shit.
He is. Like he's very meticulous about how to explain things, and that just shows you how he runs his shop. Yeah,
I've never been to a shop, but I guarantee it's a tight ship over there. Like he's I like him a lot. I think he was one of the nominees for the Mob this year, and I think that was solid.
He was a perfect for
all of them, all the ones that got nominated.
100%. All of them, well deserved for sure. Yeah.
So I didn't want anybody to feel like I'm singling him out, but you know what I mean. Like I thought I was happy to see it because in the years past, Jeremy's the North Carolina Mob guy. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's right. Their territorial thing, and they have to be okay. Yeah.
Oh, it's a fraternity for sure. It's the
yes, it is. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's the big boys club. You know. So anyway, I think.
Well, you got your female in there. Don't forget about Crystal.
Yeah, for sure.
So now it's a boy-girl club.
Yeah. I'm bad about that. I said it earlier. It's that guy. I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think like him being in that, I don't know exactly what his role is with the PDAA or whatever, but like him being the guy that was doing that stuff, I think he did. I think he did a stand-up job. I think hopefully other brands and other training programs will kind of pick up on that because it's so. I mean, don't get me wrong, the front end work of building all that stuff, I'm sure there was a lot that went into it, but once it's together, now it's standardized across the board.
Yes.
You could take that same thing and you could pass it around to each one of those schools and like, cool, we're all on the same page. And then when the student walks in, they've already done all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you said with your customer, like we've already went over that shit. And they did because it was a simple questionnaire.
Yep.
Right? And it doesn't have to be super complex, right? Like just run through these things and
just understand that you know it, and then now they just do the hands-on part.
Yep. And
now there's videos of each station too. Once you go through the process, there's like how each station is done. So you're not blind coming in knowing what are we working on.
Here I am bragging on Chris. You did some of the videos too. So your videos are in there and they're good.
Some of them, yeah.
And yours are good too.
We're all in there, yeah.
But I thought, Chris just did, I don't know. Anyway.
So PDA has come a long ways. And I'm super grateful to be a part of the rebrand process and launching the new badge program. I think it's got a really good future.
Yeah. So they've kind of broke it up into like accreditations, if you will, right?
Yeah.
So you've got
vehicle fleet.
Yep.
And then you have windows, walls, and floors, and then you have resurfacing.
Yep.
That's where the Dynoc came in.
Gotcha.
Which now you have, I think they're working with Bodak, and then I don't know if Belbian's made it in, but Bodak for sure has been pushing for it. Then they're going to be working with like color change and PPF probably through Exotic Wraps because they have their own program now.
I've seen that. Yeah. I can't think of his name. What's his name?
Which one?
From Exotic Wraps.
Oh, yeah, you just lost me too.
Golly, what is his name?
It's on my phone.
He's another one too.
They're both great.
I'll probably have him on at some point. Somebody was just bragging about him.
Yes. I always do this.
I want to say it's like Clifton or what is his Nate? No. What's the other guy's name?
Oh, his partner?
Yeah.
His
short red
brother.
hair. He's always at the shows. Maybe it's not red hair. Anyway.
Yeah.
Golly, I can't.
I don't have his name.
Either way. So man, I got off on a tear there. Sorry. So PDAA accreditations, they broke it up into separate. That's Belbian. You said Belbian.
Yeah.
So there's a guy. So recently did the Dynoc program with Scott Roth. Went up, took his class, went great. Scott's a fantastic instructor.
He's amazing.
He knows so much about his craft.
He's super goofy. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a nerd for what he does. Like
very much
in a good way. You know what I mean? Like he's the guy you want to see.
He's got so much passion for Dynoc.
Exactly.
I love that.
And there's something about when the right person gets in the right position, golly, it's beautiful. Like he's in his element. When you walk into his area, it's his domain.
Oh,
like he knows everything. There's no question. There's no dumb question. Like he's just like a wizard. He's just working in it. So it really is beautiful. And I really enjoyed working with him. But there was a part, we had a student in there in the class that asked him, like, Scott, because the way he talks, I mean, it sounds like he created Dynoc. Yeah. Like he's so confident and he knows everything.
Yeah.
And without missing a beat, the student asked, like, where did you learn? How did you get in this position? And he gave all the credit to the guy that set up the program. Now I want to say his name was Ollie. could be wrong, but he's from I just recently found out he's from North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And so he created the program for Dynoc, taught Scott, and Scott gave him all the credit. Didn't try. He was like, man, he made my life easy. He's like, I just stepped into like the most beautiful thing in the world because this guy like was willing to show me all these things. He's like, of course, like, have you ever seen his SOPs? Scott's like his the standard operating procedures for Dynoc. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
Like how he's like got them all laid out step by step. He's got photos of everything, videos of everything. Like, I could teach his class.
Yep.
Like everything is so simple because he's got it broke down so perfectly.
Picture for everything. It's amazing.
It really is. Like, like, so that's Scott, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, but for him to give the credit to that guy, I thought that was really interesting. But I did, so we had a student come in, and at School of Wrap. His name's Bentley. He's Wrap It Up Raleigh's great guy. He's a friend of mine now. But he's the one that told me. So Scott referenced the guy.
Okay.
And then Bentley brings him back up, and he's telling me about how this guy is from North Carolina, and he's got this elaborate story. Like he's drove like a Hearst his entire. That's like his signature thing, right? Like, so, and but he came up with the Dynoc program and like sent me this guy's bio. And it's like a 6-page bio of like his career. And like, so anyway, he teaches a class here in North Carolina, and I'm pretty sure it's Belbian or the other one, whichever one it is.
I mean, Bodoc is, they're Canadian. I don't know if they're over here yet.
Okay.
Or,
so it's probably
somewhat
Belgian.
newish to America.
But he's booked out. You can't, I told Bentley, I said, man, why don't you just schedule a time where we can go take his class? And he was like, dude, I already tried. I got on. He's like, he's for every available class on his website, he's sold out. You can't get in his class. I'm like, what in the world? Like,
that's cool.
Yeah. Like, and I'm
like, how are you doing that?
Exactly. Like booking out every class. And like I said, I didn't even know he existed. You know, like I've been doing graphics since I was a kid. I feel like I know everything in
around here.
Yeah. Well, and then Substance was another one. Substance snuck up on me. Have you ever heard of Substance? So that Substance is an interesting product. So if you get on any of the groups and you see somebody reference like a 4-wheeler or ATV racing
all
stuff,
I know they're like, I've never touched it. I just saw it recently at one of the showcases I did, and I was like, what's that? And I looked it up. I'm like, oh, go-karts and BMX or motocross stuff. But and this is, so it'll be surprising for you too, but they started in California. Oh shit.
And then they moved to North Carolina, and they're literally like, I don't know, 40 miles from here.
Wow.
It's a full manufacturing company.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool.
They're producing all their own, like not printing graphics, like they're manufacturing graphics. So
wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see that. And we went up and toured the facility. Like it's a badass place.
That's cool.
Very California vibe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like they brought all that stuff over with them. Like you can feel it in there. Like
that's cool.
You know, a lot of vans, it's an interesting, but it was cool. It was a cool experience. So anyway, I don't know how I got on that tear, but so you're doing PDAA. Were you you weren't training for them yet, right? Like you were doing.
Right when we got in, there was no trainers.
Okay.
So
so when they did the rebrand, when they started like.
So they didn't have any trainings because of COVID. And Ivers was gone. So after that, we brought trainings back.
Josh, can you grab me a water? Thank you.
Are
you good? Do you need anything?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. And at any point we need to stop if you need to use the restroom or anything.
Okay,
we can
no,
shut down.
I'm good right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then so after COVID, we brought the testing trainings back, and Arlon was the one that was like, yeah, you can adopt our curriculum. We'll bring one Arlon trainer.
Very cool.
And then because of me as like, well, I'll do the vehicle, because there wasn't really many people in the committee that was actually contributing, because COVID kind of brought in a lot of weird stuff, like things like people were either super busy. It was just a weird time.
Sure.
So I just hopped in. I was like, I'll train. Like, this is right up my alley. Totally do it. And I know how Arlon does it, because they put me through their pilot training in Elkhart. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm totally in. And then, of course, Arlon's like, well, we want Kristin. I'm like, all right, sounds good. So that's how that partnership worked.
Got it.
And so I got into training that way. And then once we created other badges, which the windows, walls, and floors, Kenny Burns took over that. And then I brought it to my shop when I launched my facility, and then I trained that. So it's not hard. Like windows, walls, and floors is so much fun.
Yeah. No,
so it's just a whole different world, you know?
Sure. So how does that work? So, all right, we'll keep, I want to stay with the progression. I don't want to jump ahead. So,
yeah, it's okay.
So now there's the accreditations, PDAA's up and rolling.
Yep.
You're training PDAA classes?
Yes. And I was helping bring manufacturers in.
Okay.
So there was,
So the goal, like what was the goal? The overall goal was to have different manufacturers like sponsor a class, or like
Yeah,
they would
so
have their own
like-
class. Like
So
how would
like
that work?
Oracle had came in and was like, you can use our products, but you can't use our curriculum, sort of thing. So there was things like that we were navigating. Now that that's why like we finally built that curriculum. It took time.
Okay.
And during that time of void, we were adopting through other people's programs.
So there's going to be certain times that you go to a PDAA class and you're going to use Arlon material, and there's going to be times that you're going to use
3M,
general formulation,
General
or 3M?
formulations,
Okay.
dry tag,
Yep.
FlexCon. So that's where I got my experience with touching other brands outside of I call it the top 5.
Sure.
You know,
Yep.
So like the dry tags to FlexCon, general formulations, stuff like that.
So it's not necessarily, it's the same curriculum.
Yes,
Okay. So
same
you're,
curriculum, just different material.
got it. That's cool.
They go by we're vinyl agnostic, so we're not owned by a brand.
Very cool.
So where you say, okay, well, who is the competitor to PDAA UASG?
That would, not really.
I mean, like they're like 3M. They are owned by 3M,
Right.
But it's still like an installer database,
Right,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's
From
still
that
a training,
perspective,
it's still
the
a
same, yeah.
certification, right? So I look at it as like 2 organizations. Those would be like what they are competitors of.
Okay.
That's how I view it.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying like as organization.
2 organizations. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
PDAA is different in the sense that they're not, they're open to whatever film.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then whereas
UASG is
3M.
is pretty, yeah.
And it's at 3M's headquarters.
Right.
So that was why like PDA wanted to be like vinyl agnostic. Was
Got
it
it.
called. So then I got the experience of playing with films that I've never even had on the West Coast, or like
Okay.
Fellers, or Grimco, Glance. None of those guys carry.
And you're still part of that. You're still part of the PDAA, and you're still part of that whole.
No, my term, there's term limits, so I'm out
gotcha.
right
Okay,
now.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
It doesn't mean that I can come back.
Okay.
It's just they just don't want to turn it into like an old boys club thing,
Sure.
like where it's just people that's been there for a long time,
Yep.
and they're just not doing anything.
So they'll rotate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just give me like a year or 2, and then I'll be back or something.
Okay, got it.
Depending on what's going on.
Yeah, I got you. So, but if a manufacturer wanted to join in in that group, what does that look like? What does that consist of?
So each badge, so each training program cert has a certain amount of material that's needed
Okay.
for the training part, which is meaning like just throwing the vinyl up there, learning the station, and then the testing process. And then there's also, if anybody failed, you have one chance to retest. So
Okay.
you need to have a whole set extra
Got
for
it.
that station,
Yep, yep,
right?
yep.
So it's a lot of material. And it's hard to get somebody like a brand to come in and go, oh, like we're gonna give you rolls of the media, and then they have somebody to print it and then ship it to the facility.
Got it. So,
So-
but there's not like a huge cost to them. I would think that it would.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
So the material gets donated. So say 3M, right? 3M donates the material, which they did. We had one at my shop. They donated material. I printed it. I got compensated for the print and the hosting, but I was also a trainer, so like I had all of that together.
Got it.
But it's So there are costs.
Okay.
That the organization has to cover, and
Got
there
it.
are budgets for that too.
Sure.
So
But they probably got things in place now where they can pretty
100%.
much tell you what that is, right? Like,
Yeah.
So if Avery wanted to jump on and do
100%,
one,
yes.
there's a process and procedure for all that.
Yeah, so it's and then it's just out like networking. So like for me, I did so many years networking with the industry as far as like manufacturing brands and then like equipments and tools and all that kind of stuff. So with PDAA, I was able to say, hey, Dynoc, like 3M has been, I don't even think they've ever done a PDAA in years. Like, and it was such a hard thing to get them back. And so that's where the Dynoc came in for
Gotcha.
resurfacing. Because I just went to them for Dynoc. I was like, I'm not fighting the whole fleet, windows, walls, and floors.
Sure.
Let's do this. And then that just turned into a relationship with Scott and I.
Gotcha.
So we launched the resurfacing badge with Dynoc.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that kind of helped kickstart that. But like internally, we had to build our own like program, our
Sure.
own curriculum.
Were they similar?
So we with the ones with Dynoc
Thank you.
was basically adopting 3M's curriculum. So it was Scott still. So Scott and I would train, and then we would both start, but he would qualify like the certification at the end. Like, okay, yeah, no, this person did pass. Like he was that person, but I was scoring with him.
Was the certification for 3M or was it for?
Those actually were for both because Scott was there.
Yeah, that's cool.
So he was able to certify that.
That's cool.
If Scott wasn't there, then it wasn't.
Sure.
So that was like the thing, and then so now they have their own resurfacing curriculum, which I got out just before that got pushed. So I know we were talking about like Bondos, like how to teach students to use Bondo. No one knows, like I know how to use Bondo on race cars. That's different.
Right.
Not everybody comes from the racing community.
Sure.
They're like, Bondo's what?
Exactly.
Oh, you got to have how much hardener to it, you know?
I seen it in the class where it got brought up and I quickly was like, oh, okay, yeah, duh, that makes sense. Put your Bondo on, wrap over it, roll on, the process. Like I didn't even think twice about it, but then you look around to the other students and they're like,
what's Bondo?
Yeah. And again, Scott does a fantastic job of like walking them through that and helping them and teaching them. And so, but it was wild to think like, oh shit, like I'm, not in Kansas anymore. I gotta, you know what I mean? Like this is like everybody around, you're going to, in the racing industry, it's a common thing, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody just knows about it.
So I know Bondo is a station that they need to learn. So how to patch. So
that's cool.
That's the big thing because you go on the field and you're like, oh, wait, but now how do you calculate the labor for that? How do you calculate that time and put that into your estimate?
Right.
So all of that's part of that curriculum. Like I said, I got out before that got released, so I don't know exactly what's in there 100%.
Sure.
So,
but it's comparable. I guess that was what.
Yeah. I mean, I think you still have. Oh, you definitely have walls, an inside or an outside corner. You definitely have a column. You definitely have a door. I don't think they did tabletops. I think there's a cabinet. I think it's an actual cabinet with the back frame.
Gotcha.
Than just the doors.
So you went in with it with training, right? And you're doing the shows, right? So you've got a little bit of that. So you're networking. You're doing the shows. You've got PDAA and Arlon, and then so you train doing that couple years, something like that. 2 years, yep. And then so you're not doing the PDAA thing, but still doing Arlon.
Yeah, still doing Arlon.
Okay.
So Arlon actually brings me out to do their showcases and workshops.
Okay.
And so that's where I came from this week. And that's fun because I thrive on these intermediate beginner installers because I just feel like it's helping. And it's different when it comes to certification training. That's just a whole bunch of people that are experienced. You just kind of just show them the way and then that's it, right? It's almost like and Richie said this. He's like, literally, I think you're a great trainer. Like, I just think that your skills is better here, and here you're just kind of there. You're just a cert.
Sure.
And I'm like, dude, you're totally right. Like, I love the certification because I love to have consistency.
Sure.
And I was very much particular about like doing the certs because I wanted to be consistent from cert to cert.
Yeah.
And
it's important.
Yes. Like I want it to be like, I grade this way and it's going to be consistent. So there's no person that's going to get a trophy just for effort.
Right.
Like you've got to show the work.
Right.
And if you
you don't just show up. This isn't participation. Like we're going to give you a piece of paper that said you came to the class. That don't mean you're certified.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've heard too many stories of other trainers or facilities. I don't know who they are. Just people just talking.
Like who, Kristin? Tell me. Spill it out. I'm just kidding.
No, I don't know any of that. It's just from just people talking, like
I hear them.
This person was so hard on this. And then another I heard, it's all hearsay, was so easy on this person, or I saw this and this, and I'm like, I don't want to be that trainer.
Sure.
I want to be the most hardest trainer that's going to score your test.
Sure.
Because I'm going to be consistent, whether I like you or not.
Yep.
Right. And so I'm very strict on that. So for me to let go of doing any certs was hard because I'm like, but I have this build of making it consistent. Not that I don't trust anybody else.
Right.
It's just like, I don't know, like it's just like a baby to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The baby's moving on.
It feels good too. You know what I mean? Like there's something about like it makes you, it gives you a sense of confidence to know that they trust you to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, that's kind of the whole point with training with manufacturers, right? Like you have that confidence or that I'm trying to think of the right word to use, but it's like that it puts you on a certain level where it's like, okay, if Arlon, thinks that you're good enough to do this, you don't really have to speak for yourself anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Like, hey guys, like, hey, it is what it is. Here it is. These guys said that I could do this. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to try to convince you that I'm the best at doing this. That's what they're here for, right?
Yeah.
So the credentials are there. You do with what you want to, and so that's nice. Like that feels good. So you can go in with a level of confidence, knowing that like you're bringing that to the table.
Yeah.
And then the students, I've always seen it as like a little bit of a challenge, right? And I always tell guys like that are coming in for certification, especially if they're there and they're going to take the class and they've got experience. I just up front ask them like, hey guys, like just do me one favor, set everything aside for a day. Give me a day, 1 day, and just hear me out.
Yeah.
Right. Because we're going to start from fundamentals and we're going to work our way up.
Yep.
And if you'll do me the respect of giving me that little bit of time after that, gloves are off. I'm good.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen. You don't have to do it. Like we don't, as far as like 3M, we don't grade on technique.
Yeah.
Right. So you can install it however you want to. Like my ongoing joke is like, if you can beat it on with a hammer and it looks good and you're under time, good job. Like I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. We see guys take a foam paint roller and just paint the shit on. Like it's however you do it. Yeah.
It's crazy. Like some people will like literally wrap with the Roller Pro and I'm like, you're from another planet.
Right. Yeah. It's weird, right? Like when you see them like wrapping handles and stuff, it's like, what are you doing?
Finesse that thing. And I'm like, oh, that's some skill. I'm not going to go home and try that.
We see guys doing it, and like a lot of the cup teams are like when they're doing fenders or like the hoods, they're using them. And
they used it this week.
Yeah.
And it was they said it's a division line from the person that does the rear quarter panel, the person that does the middle, and that's their hard line. I'm like, but what if you have to reposition? Like you have to literally finish that area. You can't just let that sit.
It's so wild because it's so competitive, and it's like it's from here forward is mine.
Yep.
Don't come up here.
Yeah.
Keep your ass back there. Right.
Yep.
I'm not getting blamed for what's going on back there.
It literally is.
Yeah.
Like I was like, when we talked about the C pillar, and I was like trying to, well, first I was like the lead installer. I'm like, okay, so do you just want me to just train you? Or I feel like the other two need to be in there. And he's like, well, yeah, we can do that. Well, this guy's not even really going to do this. But the guy that he said that's not really going to be doing it was the one that needed to be on it.
That's right. And
it was his station.
That hard line that you're talking about, what ends up, I don't want to speak about anybody, but I've been around these guys long enough to know that generally what happens is that hard line that you're talking about is somewhere in the middle of that C post. And so what happens is that I'm saying from the bottom down. When they're doing the bottom. And so when they come up, everything that the guy that's doing the front end of the car does affects the C post.
Yep.
Right. Or vice versa. So if he's tucking this in, that's pulling the A post 100%. Down. Right. And so they're like, well, we're always having trouble with it. Well, are you guys talking about it? Are you working together? Like, come on. You got to communicate it here a little bit. And because of that hard line, like it's just like they shut it down. And
we get to a point where we'd just be fucking with each other, especially if we were having like a bad, like one of us was having a bad day, we just fuck with each other and like pull something like super, like go ahead and finish everything as much as you could before they got to it, and that way they'd be left with a mess to figure out. It's so funny.
Well, and two, we split up really quickly. Like as soon as I can get him off my side of the car, get out of here. I don't want, there's another side of the car, you can be over there working. As soon as we can get the front end, like the front fenders finished and somebody can get on the front bumper, then just get the hell away from me, because I want to be in control of where all this stuff goes, especially around the C-post. C-post is, I get photos all the time from people at the track. They'll send me, team guys that send me a photo like, hey man, you've been over at, RCR moonlighting, and then the whole C post is blown out and it's like falling off, and I'm like, oh dude, like that's the worst. Like
it was just funny. It was a really cool experience working with these guys. But I was able to, they were just like, oh man, it's just bubbling up. Like we're having a hard time getting it to stay down. And this can be for any media across 100%. The board. This is an application technique. This is not media.
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, show me how you're doing this so I can see what your method is, and then see why it's doing that.
Right.
And so I was like, oh no, you need to do literally a controlled stretch. You need to make sure you heat over here, and then you're walking in cold, so you're not stretching and thinning out that adhesive or that film that's going to pop off of there. And they were like, wait, what? So like when I explained that process, they're like, oh, duh, and I'm like, yeah, like this is how, and you can't finish the A pillar yet. You got to let some slack in there, and then you can't just heat the shit out of it and just glove it. Like it's 100%. Not going to work.
Right.
And you got too hard of a, return out of that.
Oh yeah, it's deep, and they're getting
relief cuts.
Yep.
once you get to this point, now do your relief cut. Then you can have the slack and work it up. And then even around that, the B post going into the driver's side, it has that curve, and then you have that triangle
and
piece.
it's pretty deep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty, like, people,
Yeah.
you know, if you get down and you look at the shelf, you can see it. I mean, especially on the new cars. I mean, that top shelf is, I mean, I don't know exactly how long it is, but it's probably 8 or 9 inches inside of there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, and I was like, you're wrapping the B post completely separate vinyl.
Right.
So make your relief cut.
Yep.
Don't let the vinyl work for you. Don't work for the vinyl.
Sure.
You come on. And they're like, oh my God, it was cool. It was a good experience.
But that so when you're going, you know, as a trainer, when you're going in and you're seeing that stuff, it's like, it's super challenging to ask somebody, you know, especially if they haven't ever had any kind of training. You know what I mean? It's tough for them to be vulnerable and let their guard down for a minute and be willing to receive it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there are people that are just really good at, you know, being able to do that. Like, and I've heard guys talk about it. You know, I try not to talk good about John Duver. I mean, just as little as possible. But John has a really good way of being able to gauge people really quickly, right? Like, and he sees it as a competition, and I that resonates with me really well because I'm hyper competitive, and to hear him talk about like being able to flip a switch and be able to say, I'm competitive and I want to figure this out, but I got to be empathetic and I got to be patient with them. I got to understand these guys have been working their ass off, and they're doing something that they worked really hard at, and it's not any good. And now I got to come up with this new way to be able to train them and point them in a direction where they're actually going to get the result that they want.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I wish that wasn't so good, dude. Like,
I don't like being like that trainer that is always micromanaging.
Sure.
I want them to struggle for a minute. Because there are benefits from struggling.
100%.
You learn like how that vinyl is reacting. If you pull this way, add heat, you do this, like this relief cut or whatever. So there was a training that it was a PDAA oral training. And so I was a trainer there with Marcos, and it was a door handle that you have to do on the sedan door with the window perf. And so this guy came in very like ego.
Yeah,
I know what
guns
to do.
blazing. I'm ready.
I took the time and showed the group how to do this specific area. Didn't once at all pay attention. So I'm like, all right, noted. You know, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Right? You're here. You paid. You're here to learn. You're here to pass. Right? That's the goal. So. And then like in the testing part, he struggled and I watched him and he struggled, and I didn't want to go in and say, oh, no, because one, he wasn't listening. He didn't care. And then he did his way and he still struggled. And then he finally came, because I was on the other side of the car. Another student was like, can you kind of show me in depth like this? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And then he came over and he was like, And obviously I was like, okay, I see that, you know.
Yeah.
And then he goes, hey, so I'm struggling on this door. And I was like, yeah, I kind of saw that, buddy, but I kind of just want you to just do your thing. Like, because I feel that they'll learn a lot that way too.
Yeah, they will.
Even in the moment of like, oh, I came in like this. Now I got to really get down and like lower it.
Yep.
I proved wrong.
Yep.
You know, so then it's like, all right, that's fine. And then walked him through it, aced it after that.
Yep.
So I was like, cool. My goal is here to help you pass. And there's things, and you know, Adam Sumner said this best when I did the 3M training. He said, I'm here to show you the tricks on how to use this film to pass in the right time. And I was like, yeah, no shit. Like, if no one's listening to you and you got to do that rear van in one piece without a relief cut, you're going to be struggling and wasting your time. You're going to be overtime. If you would just focus and watch what the trainer's doing and what they're explaining, you'll pass that. They're here to help you pass the test, like 100%. Not to just show you training.
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's like you get what you get out of the training, right? Like, so like if you want to put in the effort, you're going to get as much as you want to, right? Because you don't get to that level as a trainer, like a brand, like again, 3M, Arlen, whoever. They're not going to pick people that they don't think has the best interest of the student. Yeah. It's just not in their best interest, right? Yeah. Like they want people that are going to be representing the brand well.
100%.
You know what I mean? And so students get, you know, at times, again, some of those guys that are there to take or guys or gals that are there to take the test, like it's tough. Like you know what I mean? Like to get them to break down. And I get it. Jamie, he talks a lot about how like they're probably like the best installer they know. Like that guy is generally like the best, and so once they run into somebody else, it turns into that, like they're instantly on the defense. And so you just navigate it.
I think feel like it's like their show off moment, and then they realize they're a fool, but I just let it happen. I'm all, you do your thing, but it'll hit you. Like, I'm not going to tell you to back it down.
And hopefully they'll get it before testing. That's the goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The last thing you want is for them to like run and get to testing and fail. And it's like, man, I showed you how to do this.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part about when you certify somebody?
As far as like this,
like for you,
like the process,
like just from everything from the testing part, not training. So when you're certifying somebody,
women that are good and they fail and they cry.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, and it's not just women. I've seen men cry.
Oh, no. I don't mean it like that, but I'm just saying like one that has a lot of heart, like a woman that has a lot of heart and she's really working, like she feels like everything is working against her and she gets in her head and it's like me and a lot of it comes from my daughter, right? So and she's like the most bubbly, like she's not insecure at all. Like she flows, like she's, you know what I mean? So like, I'll give an example. When we were at WrapsCon a few years ago, there was this big thing where like stuff just didn't go right. Yeah. It was just a bad situation. And when they walked us back over, I think we ended up second and then points didn't work out right. So they pushed us at third. When we walked back over and Starla Miller was standing in the middle of everybody crying, it was just like, I don't give a fuck what we got to do to get that to stop. But you tell me now, and she's not gonna keep crying like that. I can't do that. I can't handle that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Because she worked really hard at keeping that, like corralling a bunch of installers and trainers and all that stuff to put that shit together.
It's
like
intimidating too.
It is. So for a guy that's got passion, and it hurts too. It does suck. But there's like a soft spot in my, like you said, it's a male dominated thing. So like when a chick fails and she just falls apart, man, it's the worst. Because like I'd love to just give her a hug and tell her everything's going to be okay, right? Because like I said, I think of it like my daughter. Like I'd hate to see her go through that. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot, especially when I know, and that's why I say it so specifically. Like when I know they're capable and they're good, and it just the pressure just got to them. It's the fucking worst.
So I always like just I had one that was like, I'm gonna get fired over this because my boss paid all this money. I was like, listen, I will talk to your boss. Like, don't worry about that. But what I try to do, so I'm like, okay, so I've experienced a couple of those. I'm like, okay, how do I navigate to avoid that type of situation?
Yep.
How do we pivot from that? So
what's your go-to move for that? So
I start out training on day one. I say, brutally honest, it is a 60-40, fail pass rate. Yep. So it's very hard to pass. Yep. But what you'll learn out of this, you'll learn how the material works. You'll learn the stations. You'll know what you're doing. So if you don't pass, it's okay. You're not the only one.
Sure.
Okay. And then you can come back and whatever the retest requirements are for whoever the brand is, whoever the organization is, we say that. Yep. But I also try to let them know it is hard to pass. Yeah. So if you have an ego, check it at the door. Yep. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to struggle. Yep. It's not easy. It's not a walk in the park.
It's not meant to be.
Yeah. And so when it comes to me as a trainer for certs, and so usually when there's two trainers, so we have them broken up into stations. So you manage these 3 or 4, I manage the other 3, 4, right? And so the students come through, they practice on them. And then before they're walk away, I say, okay, so how do you feel about the station? And some will be like, love it, done. Obviously I saw it. Mm-hmm. And then if some say, well, and I said, no, if you say, well, we're going to do it again. Yeah. And here's why. Because if I don't spend my one-on-one time with you, I fail you as a trainer. Right. I fail at my job. So my goal is to help you pass this station and make sure that you are confident 100% with the station before going to test another or practice another station. And so I find that one-on-one, I care about them and make sure that they thrive and give them the pointers and all that stuff. They do great. So I try to do that.
On a 5-day class, it's a lot easier because you get the time with them. You know what I mean?
You don't have that.
On Wednesday at a 3M class, I'll say, okay, if there's a station that you're concerned with that you think that you might focus on those today, do those and have me come check them, have me come look at them, right? And when you get done, like you said, if you don't feel confident about your install, you know where you're at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not me.
100%.
You know what I mean? Don't wait till tomorrow and put it off on me, because
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not going to go the way that you want it to go.
Yeah.
Not when we've got today. You know? And so but you got to have fun with that too, because you don't want to get so rigid to where like you're scaring them or you're making them, you know, because that's not the objective either, right? Like, because you can still learn. And that is a cool thing about the 3M classes, that testing is optional. So they don't have to test. They can decide on Wednesday, you know what, this is a little too much for me. I'm going to spend the next 2 days. And that for us as trainers, it's really nice, because now we've got time that we can focus with them one-on-one.
While the others are testing.
Yeah. We can really dial in. I mean, we've had some really cool stuff, like some students come in. Like we had a couple guys that came from they work at a big golf cart place, right?
Yeah.
And we told, like, and this is probably not, I probably shouldn't, this is a little out of the pocket, right?
Okay.
It's Molly, so he does that. But it was like Thursday and Friday, they were like trying to find parts stations in the school that they were like, I want to find something that really like showcases like the same corner on a golf cart. And Molly's like, if you guys do golf carts all the time, you got one?
Yeah.
Kid was like, of course. Yeah, we got hundreds. He was like, bring one in tomorrow.
Oh.
He brought it in, put it on sawhorses, and we taught him the same techniques on the actual golf cart body.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was and it's the same thing. I mean, you know, it's the same exact thing. It's just happened to be what they worked on. And so for their Thursday and Friday, they really got to learn how to apply what they learned. Now, of course, we can't do that with everything.
No,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
The guys doing elevators, we can't bring an elevator. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Like it just, so you got to stay on top. Like you want to manage expectations. And we always get like the kid that's like, well, you know, if you need a car to wrap, I can bring mine in tomorrow.
Oh my god. All my friends, I'm like, dude.
You don't want these students cutting on these cars. You know, you don't want that. You don't want those problems.
Cut up all over your car. Yeah, that's hilarious.
So you're doing the R-Lines training. Where does Master the Wrap and WrapStar University, how does all that play together?
Okay, so...
Or does it?
It does. So WrapStar University, obviously I launched in 2021 to be a universal training facility.
Okay.
So my goal was it can house any brand. I'm not owned by a brand, so that they can't tell me what I can and cannot do, because I feel that installers learn more when they're exposed to other brands and not just one, and I want to be that facility. So that's why I have everything for fleet and windows, walls, and floors and resurfacing.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure in that article says that I was going to launch my own grassroots level training program.
Okay.
So for the beginner installers,
Super fundamental.
Yeah, that not like the 101 of hold the squeegee type stuff, but like how to navigate things. Like if you're in commercial, these are the common everyday challenges in commercial fleet. If you're like gonna do personal stuff, like I think you got like different types of shark fins, different types of door handles, different things to navigate, right? And so my thing was, there's just so many poor YouTube videos out there.
Sure. And
there are now a generation of YouTube installers.
100%.
And so they have bad, there's things that they just do wrong. And like they're cutting and they're doing this and you're like, so how can I shape that was what I was going to do.
Gotcha. It's funny. I wrote an article. I didn't put it out because I felt like it was probably pushing. My wife said I was being a dick, so I was like, okay, I'm going to put it out. And I've talked about it a few times, but the name of the article was "The Paradox Between Influencer and Installer," and it was funny because the article I wrote it right after you. Are you familiar with Paradox, the rapper?
I've heard of him. I have never seen any of his videos.
Okay,
yeah.
So Paradox went and took a class with Justin.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay, and so that was kind of what the article was
at like
about.
Miller's Place, it was something about bumper or whatever. Yeah, I saw that. I just briefly, I didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah.
But so and I'm sure just by the title you can put together pretty much what it was about. But I was just really trying to draw the perspective between just because somebody has a massive YouTube following or an Instagram following doesn't mean that they know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's no shade on him whatsoever.
No, yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? But it's just making sure that I'm drawing I want people to understand, like, awesome. You like his content.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between you liking his content
Yeah.
and then you following him for information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
like, you really, like, people need to be careful how they navigate through that, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying that we're special because we have manufacturer support, right? Like the manufacturers stand behind us and say that we're, you know, they deem us that person that can do that, right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make us a big deal or better than somebody else, right? But I don't have to say it. Right. For them to do it, they're saying, well, this is the way that I do it. This
Yeah.
is, these are my techniques
Yeah.
and this is how I do that. And then Justin, actually, when I had him on the podcast, he said he's had to go after people because they just knock his stuff. I mean, I've never really thought of it like that. But they just say his stuff, his.
Oh, like
go
using
take-
his content,
Yeah.
but in their way.
Yeah,
Their
well,
performance.
like glass, right? Like everybody knows glass is a
Yeah.
Justin Pay thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're just regurgitating what he said to grow a following or to teach somebody,
Kind of like a copyright
yeah,
infringement.
and it's so hard to describe some of those techniques without referencing that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
totally.
saying? Like triangles, like it's almost damn near impossible. Like
It's crazy. So like he used triangles and
Yeah.
I use relief cuts in
Okay.
a triangle way, which is naturally what I've done for years.
Sure.
And so then when I saw some of his stuff saying triangles, I'm all, that's funny, I'm already doing that. But I never called them triangles, but I just call them relief cuts.
Sure.
They just turn into triangles. You cut the triangles off, basically. It's what I would say.
Yep.
But it's funny because I've always thought of that, like, you know, like be careful of using someone else's ways of training. And like, I always want to be in my own lane.
Sure.
You know,
Right. But
I
it's
don't-
inevitable. I mean, now, it's so easy just to say glass something out, right?
Yeah.
Because it's almost
Yeah.
become an industry standard. But I think that there's like a level of professionalism or just respect to the industry.
100%,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like there's a certain way to do it.
Yeah.
And doing it with your shirt off and sandals with chickens is you know what I mean? Again,
Yeah.
no shade on him whatsoever. Like
Yeah.
he's doing content and that's his thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. And
Yeah.
like, I'm happy for you, but like, don't try to be something that you're not, right?
100%.
So,
Yeah. Like
in the
come
arti-
up with your own if you can. Like
Yeah.
try to establish your own niche.
He's got
It's
this
just-
really cool thing that he does, Paradox specifically. Like he's got this cool technique where, or it might not even be really a technique, but it's like an angle, like a shot he does in one of his. He does like, and I call it the mega pull, right? So he's
Okay.
got like this big mega pull where he's got like this real specific stance, and it's in a lot of his content. I think it's great. If I were him, I would lean into that. That would be
his-
like my signature move, right?
Yeah.
Like I would want people to think like, okay, when you go to do this, make sure you get your mega pull, you know, whatever, you
kinda
know,
like-
exactly. Like, so
Yeah.
he's got those things, right?
Yeah.
Lean into those things. Don't
Yeah.
try. And I'm not saying he was the one that was knocking off Justin stuff,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
using
There-
him for an
yeah.
example. Because I just think people, I don't know, maybe they sleep on who they are a little bit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like lean into that a little bit. Like of course, some of my stuff and your stuff too, it's going to have a racing, you know, we talk about like you said it earlier, like something being a little loose or something being a little tight or
Yep.
something like riding on top of the track. Like there's
Yep.
just certain like things that like, that's who,
Jargon,
yeah. So like, it's just who I am. Like
Yeah.
it's just going to come out in this stuff.
Yep.
And like, that's like, you know, it's a benefit of training with me.
100%.
And if it doesn't resonate with you, I might drop some drum stuff or like an airplane thing. Like there's
Yeah.
no telling what, you know, I'm going to bring
Yeah.
up some other shit too. So anyway, so yeah, I think that, I don't know how I got on that either.
We were just talking about like the transition of WrapStar University to Master Rap.
Master
But,
Rap. Yep. Sorry.
yeah, so I basically the purpose of the facility was to bring in all brands
Mm-hmm.
and then any organization. Also have a classroom set up that, you know, with the TV and space
Mm-hmm.
that, let's say any brand rep wants to come in and do a lunch and learn with clients, they can use that space. They can also utilize me to do like the hands-on portion of a lunch and learn, or they could bring their own trainer. It doesn't matter. It's just a space.
Is the same your training facility or university and the rap shop
Or together.
are together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody gets exposed to the whole print production as well as
Very
my
cool.
embroidery division. And then they can also see the installers working and how my shop's laid out too. Usually if we're in a windows walls, that's in one corner of my shop. So we'll push my installers to the opposite corner so they're out of the way. So there's a nice big open space.
How big's the shop?
So my overall shop space is 6,700 square foot.
Okay.
The shop bay area is about 3,500.
Okay.
So I have like 6 car bays and then one entrance. So for one, you know, like a a freight truck will fit in or whatever, but there's one point of access.
Got it.
But there's training stations all over. I maximized every single wall that I can use.
Yeah, I've seen it.
But
I haven't seen a video you did where you went and did like the custom slide doors or whatever.
Oh,
like
my
the
barn doors?
Yeah,
They're fixed. They're covering 2 man doors. I took out 2 offices.
Okay.
So I did, cause the doors are expensive. So I just wanted to cover them.
Yeah, but they're pretty sick, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that was fun. That was good. I've never built anything like that before.
Yeah, it was cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the purpose of the facility is for brand reps. It's also for distributors to use the space for training, for day training, lunch and learns, whatever. Also, as well as for resurfacing content. So if there was, let's say we did a Dynoc learning hour or something, breakfast, coffee and donuts, where architects and designers can come in and then we can educate them on the product as well as physically show them how it works.
Sure.
So their mind can go like this and be
that
like,
light bulb moment.
that would work and this is why and all this stuff. So it's that's why I said it's a universal training facility. I didn't want to be owned by one brand because then I'm limiting that the reach of helping others.
Sure.
So
And it sounds like you're not limiting yourself as far as like if it's wrap or refinishing or you know what I mean. So you're open there too. So it's not.
yeah. I did have plans to do tent and PPF, but I don't really need to have all the glass space for tents. I mean, I have window stations, but it can be there. If somebody came to me and said, "Hey, I'd love to use your space," all right, cool, bring your stuff in because just keep it here. It's fine.
Yep.
But that's where I was trying to be, and then I was going to build my grassroots level training program. Things happen, business growth took off, trainings took off. So I kind of didn't have much time to build my curriculum, which I have it all laid out. It's just got to put all the words together.
For sure.
Right.
Yep.
And then like doing the videos and all that kind of stuff. So, so last year, 2 years ago, I was approached by Arlon and they knew that I wanted to do a grassroots level training program that focused on beginner to intermediate. And they knew my passion was to develop this training program to avoid bad habits. So get people on the right foot. So we came in partnership to build Master Wrap. And so it's Master Wrap initiative led by WrapStar University.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, no, we want it led by Kristin. I said, no, we're not using my name because there's going to be other trainers.
Okay.
And it's going to be misleading. I don't want that. I want it to be WrapStar University. And so we put that together. And like within 3 months, put the whole program together. Arlon came together with curriculum, helped them out with that. And then I became like the face part of it. So getting it all together, I'm the trainer for it. You'll see me sort of stuff, but it's an Arlon and WrapStar University product.
And it's not just at your facility. I mean, I've seen you bounce around.
Yeah. So we have 4 locations that covers all 4 points of the U.S. So you have like Sacramento, East Coast, Atlanta. You have the North, so Chicago, and then Dallas for the South.
Gotcha.
So we did that last year, and this year we're launching a Master Wrap goes on tour.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing a couple tour spots because we get a lot of people that are like, well, come to the upper Northeast or something. So we'll do that. That's just, I think, just for just this year only. But we have our core spots.
So you, there was it's kind of 2 different, like you've got a certification class and then you've got just like a regular class. Is that right? Or are they both the same thing?
No, there's no certs.
Okay, no certs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Master Wrap is literally just hands-on 3 days training.
Got it.
I made like a certificate of completion just to kind of give you something like you've gone through it.
Yep.
Because if somebody says, hey, I went through Master Wrap's commercial van class and is trying to get hired somewhere, they'd be like, oh, you've already gone through the core basics of commercial vans. I'll hire you because you got a good start, right? So that's like why we do that.
Got it.
But they do go through and get flight school. So you get your wings, your Arlon wings for
that's cool.
flight school.
Yep.
So that just helps them, start the basic stuff, squeegeeing and understanding material. And it's literally a drill-based system. So you go through one drill at a time as an entire group collectively. And with that, you have to master that drill before we move on to the next.
Okay.
So we do it a couple times. They master it. We all move on to the next one.
Got it.
So there's a series of drills. And then once we complete all of the drills, I think there's like 7, then we get to actually apply it to a real wrap. So we wrap a van as a team, and they apply all the drills they learn and put it on the van. So at that point, then it becomes a team environment. So you also need to learn to communicate with who you're next to, who's your partner. So that also helps too, because a lot of installers don't communicate. So it forces them to communicate and work together. So we do planning. Okay, so who's your partner? Who's this? What are you doing? So what is your role when we do the side of this van? And then so we talk about it, and then they perform it, and then we finish the van, and that's basically the training.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
yeah, which is really cool about it is everybody walks away learning something new. And I mean, I've had some advanced installers in there, and they're like, I have never done pre-seaming. And I'm like, the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry.
How are you
don't
doing
do pre-seaming?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God, do you realize how much like time gets shaved off just by pre-seaming? You know,
sure.
it's just stuff like that. It's just things that
Well, and if they were scared to do it, like if they're worried about messing up material, so
100%.
you know what I mean? Like I could see like the hesitation.
yeah.
You know, because by this point they've had to have seen it, right?
Yeah, they just never done it. So,
Right.
but you're forced to do it.
Right. So you
multiple
have to now.
times.
Yeah. So
And then you do the real piece.
Right.
So what also I teach is, because I come from as a solo installer from motorsports. I mean, magnets you can't use magnets on race cars. They don't work. So tape was my best friend. So I had to learn how to do these things, and I still do that when I'm installing. I prefer to install solo than somebody helping me out, because you're in my way.
Yep.
You know, no, I got it, and I'm very independent. So I'm like, no, I got it.
Yeah.
I don't need your help. You know,
Same.
Go-
Tape,
yeah.
independent,
Yeah.
same way. Yeah. Motorsports forces you to be that way. It's just what it is.
So when it comes to the van, I teach them how to do it as a solo installer. So I actually do the performance for them, and they're just like, oh, that's how you do it. Oh, wow. Okay. I see. I can do this, because there's how many installers in the world are installing by themselves?
A bunch.
At least on one side of the vehicle, they're alone.
100%.
But okay, so now you're wasting time on your boss's money waiting for somebody to help you flip the panel.
Sure.
Okay, so how do we fix that?
Yeah.
You can't always rely on somebody.
And everybody wants to make more money.
Yes.
Right. So the easiest way to do that, right? So if we're both working on the same side, you split that in half. Now we're getting done twice as fast. We're twice as efficient. So I mean, that's easy.
Exactly.
Yeah. We can go to the boss and say, hey, look, we just doubled our efficiency.
Yeah.
Pay me more money. Right. Like
Exactly.
so going and having that conversation, I think it's huge. Like so.
Yeah. So for me, like performing, and sometimes it's really funny, because if I don't have like the proper platforms like I use in my shop, like I'm dancing up and over ladders.
Sure.
And like gorilla style, like monkeys, and they're like,
yeah.
dude, I'm like, dude, like it works.
Yeah.
Okay. But normally you would have this, and it would be a lot easier. Or if you like Blake Matz, and he used that little tiny scaffolding, he just scoots himself along, and I'm like, you know what, that works too.
Yep.
You know, like if there's no vinyl up there that hasn't been squeezed you down, you can move yourself along, or you know what I mean? Like it works.
Yep.
And so so I just teach them how to do it solo, because no one knows how to do it.
Right.
And so it's important.
So they get a good mixture of both. They get the, independent, but then at the same time, they're going to work with
because they're going to be working together with somebody.
Yeah. I like that.
What's like my favorite thing is I love like when people's heads explode, you know, and that's like the coolest reaction
It
ever.
is. Yeah. We call it
So-
the light bulb moment, right? Like, so like that moment where they're like, oh shit. Like,
Yeah. So
where did that come from?
Yeah. So if we have like time, like if let's say they're super fast group, I'll slow them down by showing like tips and tricks on other things.
Sure.
You know, and like I'll show them the inside first method. A lot of these people don't even know that exists.
Sure.
It's a European based way of doing the deep recess channels, but they don't know how to do the inside first. They've never seen it happen.
Sure.
They've never seen somebody do it in front of them.
Right.
And so then like,
And
I'll
it does
do
make a
that.
difference, right? Like it's seeing a video of it's one thing, but like being there hands on and like watching that person do it in the moment is like, oh shit, this is real. Like, damn, that was pretty badass.
Yeah. And I'm like, and now you can sleep at night. Like you just know that's not going to pop in that channel.
Right. Yeah.
And so they get exposed to like, I do cut and drop. Like in my region, cut and drop's the way to go. And especially when you have multiple installers, your way of doing deep recess channels is way different than the way I do it.
Sure.
And the way how you like, do control stretch is different. There's just too many margins of error when it comes to that.
Yep.
And if we're in a very hot, cold climate, those bubbles and like, it's just, if you don't forget to go back and reapply that section as you're going down the channel, like you can have a little bubble there. So your method and my method would be completely different.
Speaking of which, are you hot? It's a little warm. It's a little warm in here. Josh, can you help us out here? I feel like I got sweat coming off my hand.
On it.
I thought I was just getting excited, to be honest with you. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I feel you.
But anyway, so like I just explain how like, yes, wrapping deep channels is a beautiful way of a finished product, but it has to be done right. And there's way too many margins of error for it. So if you're a shop that struggles with it because multiple installers do different things, and if you guys aren't on the same page, you're going to fail at that.
Right.
So now it comes down to how do you set that level of expectation with your client saying, hey, we're going to do cut and drop, and here's why. So some people are like, well, a lot of clients say that they don't like the white line. I said, okay, let me explain how I do this. And about 100% of the time, they're going to side with you.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say? What are the keywords that you need to tell your client that this is what's going to happen? And so
you're already going into it from the perspective, like you're the professional at that point, right? Like they've came to you for a job.
Yep.
So that right there, that already gives you some credibility, right?
Yes.
So that sets the whole tone for the conversation, right? Like,
so yeah, and they'll have like, so like I had a van wrap and, my channels all have bubbles. Now they're cracked because they get dried out, blah, 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 and it looks like shit. And I'm like, okay, so let me tell you one thing. How to avoid that is we're going to do cut and drop. Now, let me explain why. Like, because I know you're going to see white, but it is what it is, but it's commercial. So you're going to see white here, here, and here, and here. Yep. But let me say one thing is you're going to say some keywords like, it's a new industry standard. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So you've been trained on it. It's a new way of vehicle wraps for commercials. Okay, cool. Sure. And then you go,
it used to be this way. Now it's this way because of these things.
Yes. Yeah. And then you go, now it's the vinyl brand now stands behind this method. Yep. And because of that, now your warranty is still protected. So if you have any lifting in the channels, you're 98% chance it's not going to get a warranty claim on that. Yep. It's more installer error, or it could be printer error if it didn't get outgassed. So there's things like that I say. Sure. And so these students are like, I never thought of it that way. Right. And I said, you just need to educate your client.
That's all.
Educate them.
Yep.
Tell them why you do this. Mm-hmm. Back it up with like qualifying words and stuff like that. Then
I always hit them with the like, have you ever been to Walmart or to a grocery store and you see the channel failing on a van wrap? Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Okay. Now, for your van, which one would you rather see? A little bit of white, or would you rather see it bubbling up and failing? Yeah. Right. So 100%. Not that we can't do it that way. Like we can do it that way, but it's going to take more time. It's a little bit more risky. Like there's things that come with it, right? Yeah. And so, and especially if price is a thing, right? Because there's certain films that you just don't want to heat and press into a channel.
True.
You know what I mean? Yep. So like if you're already putting pressure on me to save money in these places, right? Efficiency is going to become it's an important factor here. So we need to, so there's but you're right. You have to educate these guys because you want them to be prepared when they get put in the situation to be able to defend themselves and be able to stand up and feel confident that like, hey, look, this is the way it's supposed to be done. Yep. So.
And like for me, it's like cut and drop is so much faster.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, oh my gosh, I see why now you do this in your shop. And I'm like, as a business owner, 100%. And I could sleep at night knowing that channel is not going to pop because there's no stress there. Right. So, I try to educate students extra perks about being a business owner because some of them are. Yeah. And some of them don't understand why they wrap channels or why they cut and drop or any of that kind of 100%. Stuff. And then I also explain like, you can also save cost on like partial wrap. So you can get away with using a calendar film if you're doing cut and drop, right? So like if you're trying to, let's say you have a client that has a budget, right? And you're like, it's not a full wrap. Okay, well, it's partial. All right. Yeah, okay, well, we can do this, But I'm a shop that like doesn't have, like when I started was one vinyl, one laminator and that laminator, and that's it, right? Yeah. Like I didn't want to have the multiple stuff because then it's just product hanging around. Yeah. Now it's a different story, but some of these guys are. And so I just like try to help them understand that you can save the cost of money in certain areas and help work and meet someone's budget and still have a really good finished product. So with more coverage because it's on calendar film. There are premium calendar films out there that are great.
Sure.
You just have to be educated on it.
That's right.
So
And know how to use them, when to use them, why to use them, all the stuff.
yeah.
So that right now, master the wrap. That's the big push. That's where you're at. Like as far as training, like you're really well. I guess it's the two together, right? That's what you were saying. So
they're both. Yeah, I mean it's Arlon's training program.
Okay.
Yeah. So anybody who is the ACA, which is the advanced certification, Arlon's advanced certification, that you're not going to get real hands-on time of training. It's literally you're gonna practice your stations, you're gonna start testing.
Okay.
So there's not in-depth for those intermediate beginner installers.
Okay.
So
Are they both 3-day?
Yes.
Okay, so either way, it's 3 days.
Yeah.
One is fully focused on training. We're gonna make sure everything's prepared, and then the other you're gonna spend a day and then 2 days training, or 2 days. Okay.
Some people will start testing on the first day.
Really?
If they want to leave early.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So Master Wrap, 3 days hands-on, strictly just hands-on training, no testing there. Beginner, intermediate. I've had some people that just did their very first car, or and it's a range. I get people who are advanced that are just coming to see there's something that I can learn more on commercial vans. But 2025, we're launching a new division for Master Wrap.
Okay.
So we're launching a windows and walls division.
Oh, nice.
And that's only going to be at a Fatty shop in Chicago.
Okay.
So talking about 12-foot drops, wall wraps. Who does that? No, right? Everybody's always up 70 inches above finished floor. No one on ladders and no one on scaffolding.
Right.
This is going to put people on a level of how to navigate a wall wrap on a ladder or scaffolding or scissor lift where you have to be strapped in. So there's times when you're on the field and you have installers that don't know how to do that.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Or if you're in the state of California, OSHA is really big. Right? So we want these installers to know how to do this properly.
Thank God OSHA's not big out here.
It's terrible.
In trouble.
Terrible in California.
I mean, not me. There would be people in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't do dangerous things.
Totally.
That's not my thing.
I did fall off a ladder in my shop.
Did you?
I'll have to show you that video.
No.
It was bad, yeah. But I was fine. I survived.
Oh, that's good.
An extension ladder with nothing. Woo, nothing, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I
All
walked
the way down, hit the ground, just
Yeah. But I
Oh, that's
walked
rough.
away with
Nothing?
no injuries.
you
Yeah.
pried a little
I
bit.
know.
And you were like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Because I methodically knew what was happening.
We did a hauler a couple of years ago for a pretty big team, and we were super excited because they came in and they wanted to record, right? So we were
Yeah.
all pumped up, and it was late. We really weren't thinking about it, right? So we've got a scaffolding and 6-foot scaffold. The haulers are 12.9,
Yeah.
13.1.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, they're right there at, know. So depending on what's on top, they could be a little bit taller. But your sides, you're like, if you're reaching the top, it's you really just need that little bit of extra. So we would take and we were doing those, the flip out scaffoldings or whatever.
Yeah.
So we'd just put it on top of the Baker scaffolding, so you get that little extra, so you could reach it comfortably. Just not thinking, we just needed to get it done, right?
Yeah.
And the race team posted it, and it went on the internet and thousands of views, and so they ended up having to pull it down because it was people were like, "That's not safe. You can't do that," and it's like, damn it.
That's hard because you're
it
just
is.
trying to get a job done, and
Really.
then you just don't know when you post something that somebody just criticizes everything, or they end up following you to do the same. You're like, that probably wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, it probably was not the smartest thing to do, but it's interesting because you see it in other countries. Like what we're doing to me is super mild compared to what people are doing in other countries, right?
Yeah.
Where there's no,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
Regulations
you see,
on that.
exactly.
Yeah.
8-year-olds driving
Totally.
huge tractors and
Yeah.
stuff, And me and Josh were talking about the other day, I guess because of the sort of content that we're looking at, as far as injection molding, CNC machining, stuff like that. So we see these videos of these people in other countries where little plastic basketball was the video we seen, and the black lines on a basketball.
Yeah.
They were taken and they were hand painting those on every basketball. So there was a guy that would just pick one up out of a bin and then he would paint.
Man.
Could you imagine doing that all day every day?
I'd be so tired.
I'd
be bored. Give me something else
just
to do.
thinking about it. There's items we'll make and it would be man, that would be really cool. If we could just if that one little area had black in it or something, you know what I mean? It would be well, we could paint it But then it's like, we got to paint it on every single one of those ago. We can't do that. Like, that's not, even putting a label on now is kind of,
totally.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like we're professional graphic installers, and it's like, I don't want to put a label on every single one of these things. So how do we avoid that?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
But anyways, the windows and wall division, also not only just the 12-foot drop panels on wall wraps, also navigating random objects. So like exit signs that you can't take down because they're hardwired in, or thermostats, or fire alarms, or cameras. So
that'll be interesting.
we're gonna have all that, and then you're gonna have to navigate a door. So the frame of a door on that drop, inside corner, or like inside on the top. So you have like a soffit. But that's what we're launching this year, and that'll be out of Chicago.
Okay.
And then in the future, we're going to be doing some more divisions with Master Wrap. So it's not going to be just commercial vans. There's a whole bunch of other things that are going to be coming with it. So we're really excited for that, because I feel like that's something our industry needs. And I think it'll be really good for everybody, because there's going to be something that somebody's going to want to do.
So where does the so like the thing that you just did with Legacy, where does that fall in? Is that like a custom built training that you just kind of?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that Arlon just says, hey, we're going to do a training here.
Okay.
Because I'm so used to it, I kind of know what we're doing, but you know, I got there and I was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Like, these were so race car installers that are doing haulers, and now we have things that are like 3-dimensional shapes and rivets, more color change style. Like, okay, this is what we got to do with the door. Like, you don't just cut, you don't seam, you don't do that. Like, there are things that you have to do. So now I just teach them, like, what's your pregame? Like, these are the pregame things. You obviously have to prep and and tear things off, you know, take them off, and then, you know, clean behind this and all this kind of stuff. So it was a more in-depth training on something that they're not used to.
Got it.
And then also getting familiar with Arlon's product. So that was in Arlon training.
Okay.
With Legacy. And it was more customized to what they need.
Is that common? Like, do they do that? Like, is there, like, if they run into situations where?
Yeah. Okay. So they do have something that's called showcases. So let's say you have an experience Arlon products, and so a rep would be like, hey, let's there's some parameters. So I don't know what that is, but they go, okay, we're going to book a showcase, and we'll bring an Arlon trainer in, and that trainer is going to teach you how to do this. So you're going to print it out, have a vehicle or whatever it is, whether it's, well, I don't know, it's like whatever it is, it's all over the place. And then I come in and I teach them. Got it. Which is very much up my alley, because I love teaching. Yeah. The intermediate guys. Got it. Just, and then literally my toolkit. Okay, so we did some back-to-back in Denver, and one day was no, Salt Lake City. So one day was architectural. So you had like windows, walls, and floors. So my toolkit had all windows, walls, and floor stuff and vehicle fleet in it, because the next day was fleet. So I bring all of my tools. So there's like some reels, you'll see like a cart, and that day has all of the tools out that you need for windows, walls, and floors. I mean, your knife tucker's in there. We talk about that. You know, I got yellow tool stuff in there. I have 3M's, like the TSA 4 rollers in there. You know, like I show them everything because they don't know. You know, they're like, I've never seen this before. And I'm like, okay, well, you want to use it? Use it. Like, it's there for them to use. Gotcha. And so then, like, I show them the weldies, like, hey, like, this is why the weldies are so great in our industry, and like what they do, you know, compared to what you buy at Home Depot or Lowe's, you know, and so they're like, wow. Josh did a story on it the other day. It was hilarious. It was good. So on his weldie, he was using another heat gun and it died on him. And oh no! It was like a whole thing. It was good. Embarrassing. No, it was cool. It was perfect. So, but I just want to, like, I go above and beyond than some standard trainer would do for something like that. So I'm just like, man, I have all these tools. There's just so much to learn. There's so many tools that are really good that can help you install. I always get traveling questions. Is it tough traveling with your tools? I mean, I don't have issues with that, but I tell them like how I do it. Yeah. Although one time I was doing Babyface's equipment, stage equipment. musical equipment wrapped it in chrome. And so we flew to Vegas, and I didn't want to check my box. And I just bought blades and shipped them there. That was the only thing that was needed. Everything else totally can go through, with me. The only problem I had was coming back home from Vegas. They checked my container and said, we need the blade bodies of all the OFA blade bodies.
And they chunked them.
They took them.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? No, give me the tops. Give me the tops.
Yeah.
But it was weird. I was like, what? This can't harm anybody.
Right.
And I guess they're like, well, you just see what was on the news. And I was like, I don't watch TV.
Right.
I haven't watched TV since 2015. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
So they were like, apparently somebody had blade and then put it in whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, we shouldn't have to suffer for someone else's stupidity, but whatever.
It's part of it. When I just went to Vancouver and they got me for my scissors. There's a length on scissors, so it's got to be less than 6 inches, I guess.
Okay.
And it's total length of the scissors, not the blades.
But you know how many times my OFA blades that are in my wallet thing?
Don't say it. Oh, I know.
All the time, do not even see it.
I know.
Still to this day.
I know.
I sit here and I go, I walk through with this on, they don't even care.
No.
And I'm like, that's literally way worse than a OFA blade body.
Yeah.
That punctures. That doesn't.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Some of them had your knife tuckers on it. I was like, no, give me that. That's plastic. They were actually kind enough to let me take that.
Well, make sure before you leave, I want to make sure that you get some. I want to make sure that you got plenty to take with
yes. I love it. It's funny because like when people go, I want that. And I'm like, okay, if I have extra. And if it's like one student that had pulled me aside, I'm like, I'll give it to you.
A special
And I'm
one.
like, I need a picture so I can send it to Scott.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. It does mean a lot because I mean, that's how we get the word out. So,
Yeah.
And it's tough. Like I'm not a salesman. I'm not the kind. You know what I mean? Like even talking about it feels funny sometimes. I'm just like, just use the damn thing, and if you like it, cool.
Yep.
Not and whatever.
Well, I need your logo so I can put it on my sleeve.
For sure. And I
Maybe
do.
push it around.
I like it. I like all the brands. I think it looks good. It's got the whole.
So yeah, this is okay. So from racing, so obviously you get it.
Yeah, 100%.
You always want to support your supporters, whether they're donations or whether it's monetary or it's product or whatever.
Sure.
You still have to recognize them.
100%.
And so with Master Wrap, I got really lucky with this program because I've had people for years asking me, when am I launching my training program? We want to support you. We want to support you. And I'm like, give me a little bit more time, and it's like, hold on, please wait, just
It'll
be
come.
patient. Yeah. And I mean, as soon as like I went to Roland and said Master Wrap is launching, we're on board. And I was like, oh, all right, sounds good, and then like Yellow Tools, we're on board. Mag Straps, like what is it that you want? Like whatever you want, I will help you.
Dan's the man for sure.
I love him.
Yeah. Shout out Mag Straps for sure. They're great.
Yeah. And Weldy was the same. And it was like this easy process for me, which was like crazy, wild, because I was like, well, I hadn't even worked with some of these people yet.
Sure.
But they knew like through networking. So all those years that I did networking with the industry and writing press releases and stuff for Big Picture magazine and all these other magazines, they were like, you know what you're doing. Like, we want to support you. You do so much for our industry. So with that, whether they pay or don't, I still support them.
Sure.
And so for me, it's like, it's important to have it on me because if somebody takes a picture of me at training, they're going to post it. Well, what's the most important thing other than the three big supporters, right?
Right.
Is everyone else.
Yeah.
And even during training, I talk about these logos. Why are they here? Why are they on the wrap? Like, what is their purpose?
You do a really good job of
Thank
it.
you.
And like I said, you give us shout outs all the time and really appreciate it. It does make a big difference. But I mean, when we were, I believe it was at ISA, you were at ISA, right?
Yeah. When you launched it.
Yeah, when we launched it, yeah. And so we made it a point to come over and make sure that you had some because you're relevant. You know what I mean? Like, you're in the industry, you're doing it, and your opinion matters. Like, if you'd have called back and said, Scott, this sucks, you gotta, there's an idea here, you've done okay, but make these adjustments. Like, we take that stuff serious. Like,
I know, because you were like, you approached me and was like, well, what do you think of them? And I was like, are you questioning your product? Because like I was like a little thrown off by that. Yeah. But I was like, no, these are great. I love it. Like, it's on the end. Like, you make your cut, you could tuck. Like, it's there. You don't have to have another tuck tool, although we still do. But like, the thing is, like, I always talk about in training is like, especially when we're doing commercial trainings, there's a lot of tools you don't need. But when you're doing color change, there's a lot of tools you do need. So, but something like as easy as this, it's right there.
Yeah.
You don't have to have an extra tool in your bag.
Right.
And I hate wearing pouches. Like
Yeah.
I'm that person that my mouth is a holder. And that's why I had braces, because I jacked up my teeth. But I mean, like, it's always either in my pocket, but everything I need is a squeegee and a glove and a blade.
Right.
And I like the bodyguard knife, is a liner cutter, will always be in my pocket.
Sure.
So those are like the common tools I use all the time for commercial. When it comes to color change, it's a whole different ballgame. You're gonna need that cart that's got everything out.
Is the bodyguard, is that the one from Yellow Tool?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I got one from Michael. It's got the bottle opener on the back of it.
He made a custom one for me.
Did he?
When I went back there for Germany.
For Germany. How was that?
It was amazing.
Was it?
I was there for like 2.5 days.
Yeah, it looks sick. I seen the videos you were posting. It was like you looked tired, but you were like pushing through.
The first day, I arrived at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And I did that for a reason, so I can stay on their schedule.
Okay.
And then that way, I mean, I can stay up that whole day and then sleep that night and be totally good for the next 2 days.
Gotcha. I want to say one of the videos, like you're sipping coffee and you're just like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I was like,
and then I did a video when I got home, and I had to turn around and go to RapsCon in a day. Yeah, it was crazy.
So you were beat.
No, I felt great.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have any jet lag when I was there.
That's good. Because what's the flight out there?
Well, so I had a layover in Chicago. So I went from SAC to Chicago. And then Chicago over was like 8 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
It wasn't bad, but I had to make sure I had something where I could recline, because I'm tall. You're tall.
Sure.
It's so uncomfortable in a long flight if you're trying to somewhat sleep. And I have a bad neck, so like doing this like fucks me up.
It's really weird because I am tall, but there's like something about like my knees touching something, like
I hate that.
from racing. Like I fit really well in small space. Josh needs more area than I do. Like I can, like I just fit like the fact that I can feel my knees touching underneath the table is like a comfort thing to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it doesn't.
Tight space.
You can put me like in a little spot and I can lean up against something and go right to sleep. And it's funny like that. Like, and so most people that they think that, then they're like, man, you must, like Matthew Lewinsky.
Yeah. I love that dude. Yeah.
He's always talking about how like there's a certain seat, the certain exit seats on the plane. Like he's got to wonder,
like, I want to see him on the plane.
Like there's a lot of him that's got to fit in there. And he's like, you know what I'm talking about. I'm
His
I'm
legs, his femurs are like as long as this table.
So anyway, all right.
Funny.
Well, so we've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Anything in particular that we didn't cover that you want to?
I mean, I didn't really like talk about, like, a lot of people don't know I'm a mom.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that I have my kid, I'm a single
I just
mom.
recently seen that you brought him to Miller's.
I did.
That was pretty cool, right?
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a test. He did very well, but he was really like upstairs focusing on homework. And then then he had he was just playing games on his computer.
Yeah.
But it was more of like, if you come down here, I'm making you work.
Yeah.
Or you're up there and you do your thing and we don't hear you.
Okay.
So he did very well for that.
It is cool seeing you share that on social media.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's cool. Because it's like, I don't know, like we see so much of you as, Kristin the trainer, Kristin the business owner, like, it's all professional. It's like no,
Yeah.
Like,
I get that.
You know what I mean? So like seeing you with a kid, it sometimes is weird. It's like, damn, that's strange to think. Like she's a mom, like she's doing all this and momming it. Like, that's not easy.
I have a luxury of that though. Like, my mom is the person that's there to pick him up from school for me. So because when I moved my shop to the bigger shop, I'm now 30 minutes away. Okay. And so for me to leave at 2 to go pick him up from school, I'm not coming back.
Gotcha.
So I'm very lucky to have my mom to do that kind of stuff. And then if there's a training that falls on my day, like she watches him. But yeah, I try to schedule the trainings on the days I don't have them. And then that way I'm not missing out on too much and then not having to rely on my mom for everything. Sure. But this year it's going to have a change. I get to have him full time. So things will change for me, which is fine because I've been waiting for this moment and I haven't had him full time since he was 2 since I left. So I'm like, I get to have a buddy. Yeah. We get to go to the gym every day. Yeah. Like, I can't wait for that. That's something that I just, look forward to. So as far as like the travel stuff will all slow down a little bit.
Sure.
But there's going to be, I'll only hit up the important ones. And then I now have trainers that are going to be training for me.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why Master Wrap is led by WrapStar University.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Can you share who those are?
So right now, Victor out of Wraps for Less in Orlando.
Okay.
He is a certified Arlon trainer.
Yeah. He was at the class with Justin with me. He was there. I think he just came up for testing, but yeah, I met him there. And I see him at all the shows. Super great guy. Very nice.
Very good. Very thorough in training. Also has a good fun vibe to it.
100%.
So they're not so uptight.
Yep.
He also is bilingual. So we're going to be doing the Spanish version of Master Wrap.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's going to be his thing.
Cool.
So he's going to cover all of the East Coast side. And then right now we have Jeff Wagner for Central.
Okay.
And then Fadi for Windows and Walls. And then I'll just take on the West Coast. I'll still be at every show and big important things. So if Legacy wants me back, I'll be back at Legacy.
For sure.
It's just having to plan things are going to be a little bit different than they are I'll do it right now. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
The next 5 weeks, literally, I was in New Hampshire for the holidays, came home for 2 days, and then came here. I'm home for 2 days. I'm in Idaho Falls next week for showcases. I'm home for Master Wrap at my shop. I'm in Long Beach for a trade show, come back, and then I'm in Salt Lake City and then Phoenix. So
I think it's important. A lot of people don't realize that. I get questions all the time, how do I become a trainer? And what's it like being a trainer? And that right there, what you're talking about, that people don't see that. They may, if they're following you close, they may get to see it a little bit, but the amount of hours and the effort that goes into it, man, it's wild. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kudos.
I love it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's enjoyable, but it's a lot too, especially with kids, you know what I mean? And a business, there's, it's tough.
Yeah.
So it has its challenges. So.
Oh, massive. So when you bring in the business part, massive kudos for Torque CRM.
Okay.
That is what keeps my business flowing while I'm training.
Yeah.
So my shop's running on its own. A lot of people don't understand, how are you doing this? I'm you guys don't understand Salesforce. You don't understand Monday. Literally it's set up. It's impressive for what they have done for me, to get it going. And I could sit here, I got some Torque stuff that's come through and they're all communicating with each other on Monday. it's amazing.
Very cool. Every time I see a CRM post, it comes Torque is at the top of the list. So.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. Automations are great, especially for training. All the Master App is on. And
a lot of it comes from people in the industry, correct?
Yeah. So you have Brent.
Yep.
Brent Knox. You have Brad WrapOn, and then you have Matt. Not Johnson, I think I pronounced it wrong. Johnson, whatever. Those three, they're the key guys.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it's a great product. I don't know what I'd do without that. Before that, I was sticky notes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, everything was sticky note. I had a board, and then they would be here's everything from social media hits, people who called, emailed, and there was sticky notes, and then I would move them over, or if they're still up there, I still need to reach out to them hey, what's up? You came in with a lead. Now what's going on? What are we waiting for? Yeah. But now on Torque, I can see where everything's at. Are we stuck? Why are we stuck? Let's reach out to that person. It has all that.
Got it.
It's amazing.
Got it. Yeah, very cool. We'll have to check it out. We've looked at some different stuff. We've played around with Trello, and so there's some stuff out there. We're playing with it. Our operation's pretty small right now, so.
Yeah. But no, that's a lifesaver.
Cool.
For sure.
Cool. So, again, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been great.
I was so excited for this. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem.
I just anything, I don't know. I'm all about the industry and just wanting to make it better and how I can contribute. It's not about who does it. Yeah. It's about what's my part in doing. Sure. How can I help? And we're all in it together.
100%.
No, I don't want to view myself higher than anyone else. We're all in the same deal. So trainer to trainer, I love that.
Me too.
I'm just what can I do? You need somebody to write press releases? I'll help you. I'm not even asking for money.
Right.
That's not all of these. I don't ask for money for these guys. Yeah. I don't say I want to sell them for you or something, but if you want me to sell them, I'll sell them. It's not about that. I'm not here to make money off of training. I'm here to make it literally make these installers better.
Well, and the cool thing is that you believe in them. Every single person that's on your shirt right now, you talk highly about them. You're using them. You know who they are. It's in your day-to-day life. That's what matters. You know what I mean? You're not selling out. It's not in racing, it's just whoever pays the bills, put them on your chest, right?
Totally. Totally.
you know?
Totally.
So it's like,
totally.
although this is racing inspired, it comes from a different place. It comes from your heart, and that's
Yeah.
important. You know what I mean? And that's
Yep.
why I like this so much. It gives us an opportunity to see that. Like,
100%.
like I feel so much better now knowing that, like, thinking about you in like 2009, like filming like on the side of a racetrack, like
Yeah.
that makes me feel so much better that it was you got the opportunity to come out here and work with Legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's really
to
cool.
me, it's like I want it to be the right person.
Yeah.
That means a lot to me. Like
Yeah.
it's important to me. So
Yeah.
you know, it was cool. So
Yeah. So, but these logos will grow more on my sleeves. Like I said, I want your logo.
For sure.
Need a vector file.
I think we can handle that. Lambert, can we handle that?
On it.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks again.
Yes, thank you.
Cool. All right, awesome. Lambert, we good?
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, let's go.